huge night because 3 rail rods are going to be given away at the end of tonight's show. Well over $2,000 in value. So if you'd like to participate and haven't already, there's the information right there. You can text Chuck and he'll get you in the raffle. If you have a question, text him with that, or you can use his Venmo or Zelle and get in on an exceptionally great raffle. Sam De La Torre, how are you, my friend?
I gotta go.
Sam actually is going to leave early, so that would leave me here trying to answer technical questions, which would end the show in about 30 seconds. So we've got Jordan Horita. He's out there. You'll meet him in a little bit. He was on the Danny Cadota show earlier. He is from Daiwa. He is an encyclopedia. I guess that's kind of antiquated now. He is an internet full of information.
Maybe a Wikipedia.
A Wikipedia. There you go. I like that, Sam. And you can ask him anything about Daiwa fishing. He was out on the Tomahawk recently. He really is an exceptional young man, and we're happy to have him come on here tonight and fill in when Sam has to go off and do some important CCA meeting stuff. So, Sam, what about the raffle prizes tonight? Make a comment about the quality of the rods. What are they and how are they?
What raffle?
I don't know. Yeah. What raffle are we doing tonight, Chuck?
Let's see what we got here. We got
Kumas and the 2 other ring casts.
So we got 1 rod, and then another rod.
We have a great studio audience. Susan Sosa providing me with something to keep me alive during the show.
Okay, and
Do we have to ask the 8-ball anything yet?
not yet. No,
You
no
sure?
questions have been asked yet. So what we're going to start off with here is everybody get. No, not everybody gets anything. Sorry about that. So we do have a set of the Angle R split ring pliers. These are really nice. They're kind of a purpley anodized, really nice looking actually. It looks like it's a heavy duty jaw. So from what I'm seeing here, you should be able to open all of the heavy duty split rings that you would put on your big knife jigs or Eddie bombs and things like that. So this is pretty nice. So that's going to be that guy there. I guess this is another one here. This is a custom wrapped.
I won that last raffle, and it is returned.
So Chuck actually won this and has been so gracious to re-gift it back. He's pretty gracious.
Is that the first raffle winner tonight or what?
Sure, yeah.
It could be the first, it could be the second.
I mean, the poor guy that gets that could have won the. Oh my God!
So
all right,
maybe we'll draw a name and then we'll choose.
yeah,
choose it.
who gets it?
Yeah, you
Scott
get to choose,
Bucher.
not me. Yeah.
Hey, Scott, you did win. Congratulations!
And we have 3 rail rods just in time for this big tuna that is showing up
And
here.
it's big and it's biting.
Yeah, and so for you guys that are in need of a cool rail rod, we got 3 nice ones here. We have first one here is a 7'6" Okuma rod. It's rated 80 to 130. This is a kind of a one-off rod. It's something that they don't normally make or they don't have a lot of. Normally they do a 7'4", but this is kind of a newer model in a 7'6", 80 to 130. This is probably $350, something like that on this rod here. Then we have this custom rod here. Pretty cool deal here. This is a Rain Shadow RCTB 76 XXH rated 50 to 130. This is, I would say, by far the most popular Rain Shadow blank that we sell here in the shop for guys that are building a rail rod. Super nice, 7.5 foot. All the backbone that you would want to land anything from 100 to 300 pounds. Looks like it's built here with some American Tackle high frame guides, heavy duty guides. And you have an Alps reel seat. And it's got the super heavy duty fuel hose style rail dog type grip. So this is like a rail rod grip, super heavy duty. The next one here, and I'm just kind of choosing this as the last one because it's like the coolest looking one. This is a same blank 76 XXH Rain Shadow. But man, this has this anodized red guides, which is not something you're going to see a whole lot.
Z custom rod.
Whatever boat you're on, this is definitely going to be something different. There's no one going to pick up your rod and think it's theirs for sure. This is pretty awesome. This is that kind of like crinkle finish that you were talking about last time. And I think you did a rod before. But man, this thing looks really, really nice. You know, it's something that I haven't seen a whole lot.
It's beautiful,
fishing
right?
rod. Yeah, this
good
is
job,
pretty
Chuck.
cool, man. And he's done it on every single guide here. I mean, this has got to be $700-800 of a custom rod on both of these here, plus that. Plus, this has got to be at least
$800.
At least, yeah.
Right? Because Chuck signed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where did he say? He did sign it right there, huh?
No,
Didn't he?
it's engraved on the
Oh, it's engraved.
website.
Oh, well, yeah. It's a new
Maybe
reel
900. I think
seat?
it's
Oh, look, I
900
didn't see
bucks.
that.
No receipt on
Yeah,
it.
he put a big reel. You could put a Macairo 20 on here. Yeah, this kind of reel seat on there. Yeah, you're set, man. So maybe that should be the last prize on.
Maybe, yeah.
It's pretty high value.
I don't know, man. The guy that wins that, he's going to say, like, I could have had the railroad.
Yeah,
They threw that
for sure.
corny thing in.
Plus,
All right.
this too, or
No, don't. No, that is my Notre Dame. Thanks to Ed, he got me a Notre Dame cup.
oh, there's also here I kind of didn't see it because it's in front of this stuff here, but this is going to be a no match streaker. It is a 320 in the crimson red tide, so it's your red and glow stripe jig. Probably one of the more popular jigs out there for that tuna. So this is all, the tuna have arrived, and Chuck built this stuff here. Maybe that's what he should have done. He should have built these like 3 weeks ago.
And they would have come.
They would have come,
If you
yeah.
build it, they will come.
Yeah, exactly.
There you are. Thank you very much, Sam.
Yeah.
And there's the info on how you can get in if you want to get in on the last minute here. I want to jump ahead to one comment, Reggie Wynn, because Anthony back there is in charge of set design. And he says, way to get creative with the Scott Buchard fathead. I know he approves of this. So, Anthony,
Life size.
really beautiful job here.
size.
Really,
They
really
had
beautiful.
to shrink it to actually fit the profile there. Huh?
All right, so we've got a limited amount of time with Sam tonight, so please get your questions in for Sam. And then one more time, Jordan Horita will be joining us from Daiwa, and he can answer everything about Daiwa, but he's not limited to that. He can handle everything else. You want me to go to the few questions and comments here, Sam?
Let's get to it.
All right. Blue Sky says, who is going to be the lucky guys tonight? Scott Buchard says, hi, Friedman Adventure family. Isaac says, good evening. Michael Lee says, hi, all. Ducks Ago, that is Brandon, says, you'll give me my new Raffle rod June 2nd, right, Phil? Reggie Wynn with the set design creation. Good evening, Phil, Sam, and the rest of the Friedman Adventures family. That's Angle R Pliers. David Rosenthal.
You got it right.
Thank you, David. Isaac says, I hope I win the ice rod. Going to get some tuna on it. Scott Buchard says, am I in? Boy, what a bunch of inane comments so far. No, I'm just kidding. These are great. Yes, Scott, you're in. Jeff Lingle says, Scott's the best. Mackie says, Sam, did they find some left-handed aluminum?
Yes. Yes, you're getting your reel here this week here.
Mackie's getting a reel from you?
Yeah, yeah.
Beautiful.
Well, he said he's going to need another one because he's probably going to win another rod.
Oh, yeah, did he win? Yeah, he did win.
That,
That's,
the cow star.
that's right. That's right. Good
For
win,
Chris's,
Mackie.
thing, yeah.
Maybe tonight again, live free, die for evening young men. Hope everyone is doing great. All right, Sam, I got some breaking news for you because on the right before the Danny Cadota show, I talked to Max out there on the Voyager and he wasn't seeing anything. Since that time, man, his sonar and up and down lit up.
Jeez.
He said it's not biting, but he's not worried about it. He's thinking tonight is going to be a huge night, and our fingers are crossed that Max on the Pacific Voyager gets a good score. I think they had 20 bluefin tuna. Sam, you mentioned the size of the fish on the Pacific Queen for 24 guys, 80 to 180 pound fish.
Woo. The real deal.
Man,
real
there's
deal.
such big fish around now. Got to be pretty excited about that. You have a trip coming up on the new Loan, don't you?
No, that's in the fall, but I might be getting out on the Royal Star here pretty soon. So, yeah, I mean, this big fish, we see it doesn't bite. We don't see it. It gets windy, and all this stuff happens. Daytime foamers, and they don't. And then all of a sudden, it seems to kind of come alive. I know we were talking about it a week ago, saying that this other side of the full moon, maybe, our next time where we can kind of make up an excuse why they don't bite, but it looks like maybe that's what it was. Here we've gotten on this side of it, and there's been some big hits. The weather's kind of laid down a little bit. I know it's supposed to come up at the end of the week a little bit maybe, but not like it was. I mean, it was blowing straight 40 every single day for it
Brutal.
seems like the whole year until now. So these breaks in the weather and whatever else is making them bite it seems like it's all coming together.
Yeah, and I'm very encouraged by the fact that Max is seeing a lot of fish here right before his sundown. Here on Monday night, he sent me that message, sent me a photo of his meter, and it looked really, really, really good. If that fish off the moon phase now, Sam, the moon phase that seems to put the fish down, better weather, water's a little bit warmer. I mean, the stars are all colliding for a good night tonight. Fingers crossed.
Especially next week, there's a trip going out, right?
Yeah. Who? Me?
Yeah.
I'm not on a trip.
Isn't that June 1st or something?
Oh, yeah, June 2nd. Is that
2nd.
next week?
Isn't it?
I don't know. What's the day?
No, maybe 2 weeks.
Today's my wife's birthday,
Yeah.
May 19th.
Oh, that's right.
Yes, I
2
ought to
weeks,
know that.
2 weeks from now.
Almost screwed that.
So, but in 2 more weeks, they're going to stop biting.
Thank God she doesn't watch this stuff. I'd really be in trouble. All right, so
2 weeks.
2 weeks, yes. So that should be a great. I'm thinking that's gonna be a bitchin' trip.
Yeah. Light load. There's people just
Light load.
Yeah.
18 people.
Yeah.
Whoa.
16 right now, right? And you have 2
Yes,
spots open.
we had 2 people. I have their money. I'm trying to save them.
Ah, okay.
Yes. So there
So
you
the
go.
money will be on board, but maybe they won't.
Yes, which I know the people there would appreciate that probably. By the way, we had a great trip on the El Patron the other day.
I saw that.
Fantastic,
that was
man.
Awesome.
We had a
Yeah.
lot of fun. Those
Straight-
guys do a good job.
Good bass fishing. You guys got some barracuda.
Yeah.
I mean, a couple yellowtail. I mean, rock cod. It was a complete full day trip on that boat. That was pretty awesome.
Yeah, that was yesterday after our trip. We didn't have
really?
any yellowtail. We had them bouncing around a little bit, but they had a sea bass, 2 yellows, they had 3 halibut, they had 5 barracuda. Great day yesterday, and Chris didn't think he was going to be out on Sunday, but after our video got out there, he filled up, went Sunday. Now he's going again tomorrow. So good stuff, man. I mean, Cat, you know how that place can get once in a while. It gets kind of slow, to say, for lack of a better word.
The last couple of years, really, it's been inconsistent at best. For
And
sure.
now it's biting. Well over 100 people watching. We appreciate that. Hit that like button, everybody, and a great studio audience tonight. I mean, these people can hardly contain themselves. They are yelling and cheering, and Ed is falling asleep out there. You see this? Man.
So when are you going fishing on the El Patron again?
So I'm on the El Patron. My next trip is June the 6th.
Okay.
I'm
So
on the
I'll
Island
go-
Spirit.
I'll go
on
on the 7th then. That's the day.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Island Spirit on the 30th with Paulina Susan. She's coming up here. We're going to renew our Claw Game Wars in Ventura, and everybody wants to go out to dinner that night with Paulina. So sounds like we're doing that too. So really good stuff in the immediate horizon. And everybody, once again, there is the info. If you want to get in the raffle, that will take place at the end of tonight's show. ETA 7:30, something like that. You good with that, Jordan? Hanging out that late? All right, perfect. ETA is like 7:30, but once we run out of questions, we'll move on to the raffle, and it's going to be a huge night, no question about it. Brandon says, oh, we finally got some moderators. No more bots, thank God.
I know. This is damn bots.
What's he talking about?
I'm not sure.
Paul. Hey,
whatever it
Paul.
is, it's good.
DiGuadio. Phil, Sam, Paul, good to see you, my friend. Good evening. Looking forward to some good information tonight. Boy, he's on the wrong channel. I went to Island Fishing Tqckle last week, and he took his time giving me advice on rods to pair with a Talica 12. Sam, another beautiful recommendation about Island Fishing Tqckle.
Yeah, Paul's a pretty cool dude. He comes down here. He comes from pretty far away.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
Like
but,
where?
Oh man, he's gonna hate me because I don't know exactly where it's at, but it's out there like Temecula or something like that.
Oh,
Maybe it's
okay.
Temecula.
Yeah.
But super cool guy, and he's the kind of guy that is very receptive, and he's been fishing a long time, but is not open to new ideas or tackle or what's going on. A lot of these guys are I kind of got it. Just tell me where the hooks are at type of guys.
Yeah.
And he's not. He's been doing it for a long time, and what that does for me is that it allows me to kind of like dig and see where he's at and what kind of style of fishing he's going to be getting into, because I might be able to suggest something based on where he's at.
Sure.
So he's a super cool guy that comes in and is just easy to help. Very, 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 very good.
But and having that thirst for knowledge or being open to it is important in everything in life. But fishing, Sam, you can always learn something. Jordan mentioned that every time you go on a boat, there's something you can gain from somebody.
For sure.
All right, good stuff, Paul. Thanks for sharing. Ken Koloff, hello, guys. So I am not there in person. My kids took all the cars. Darn it, Ken. We wish you would have been here. All right, Brandon is back. Yeah, TJ on the Eldo says it's 1.5 range for the bluefin. So stoked for the fleet.
Any day now, those guys, those LA guys, the Freedom's on the verge of getting off the dock. I know they're still doing some of those repairs, but
Yeah.
man, I hope those guys get it done, because this bluefin is on its way.
Yeah, 100%.
sure.
I think Max is going to have a good night.
This weekend, I'm pretty sure that by now it's gonna be good by then. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking Max has a big night tonight. We'll see. All right, 112 people watching. Thank you so much, everybody. Hit that like button. We deeply appreciate that. Jeff Lingle, who is going to stay awake on the wheel because of Tackle Shop Confessions, Sam. Jeff is driving out to the grounds right now. We are just getting into the zone. See a sign already. Got about an hour. Whoa, Jeff, you hear that?
Yowzas.
Freaking
What boat is he
man,
on?
Jeff, man, that is so cool getting that kind of intel in here to Tackle
He's on
Shop
that private
Confessions.
yacht?
He's on the yacht, and he's already getting a signal. Man, thank you. Keep that coming throughout the show. We really appreciate it. M1 BMF OG Scotty. There you go. Scotty Buchert. Good luck, Jeff, says Brandon. Kim Herbert. Kim, hope you are safe, my friend, in Missouri. Last time I talked to him, he was under a tornado watch a couple of hours ago. Sam and Phil, do you remember the blank Lindsay won last year? Sam wrapped it. I remember this, and I want to get her an appropriate two-speed reel. What blank was that? Do you remember? You remember the whole thing, right?
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, we built the rod. It was like a purple and something like that.
Yeah.
I don't remember off the top of my head, unfortunately. Although I thought we had built it for a JX 2-speed. For some reason that sticks in my head. I might be wrong, but maybe a JX 2-speed might be the rod. But now that I think about it, maybe it was a lighter rod than that. I have to look back in our build notes to be for sure. I don't want to give you bad information, but when I find that, I'll let Phil know. He could pass that on to you.
All right, Kim. And once again, thoughts and prayers are with you. Hope you're going to be safe here tonight. Ren will be out on the Tribute day and a half Sunday, leaving at 11. Hope they bite. He's on a reverse trip, leaving at 11 a.m. Ren, best of luck to you. Adrian Casas. Sam, what month do you think this tuna bite will peak?
Oh, well, it'll be exactly 1 month after you go fishing there, Adrian. No, Adrian's a pretty cool guy. I've known him and his brother for a long, long time, probably
That's funny.
15, 20 years. But Adrian, get out there fishing now. They're biting right now. So it isn't so much about the peak. I would say really more about maybe volume of size. And right now it seems like the size is really kind of gaining over volume. Sometimes that stuff will bite in maybe a big, species or big sizing, but then it'll back off on the size, but then the volume will come up. Maybe they'll start getting a bunch of 40 to 80 pounders. Still a great size fish, but these big fish, if you're trying to catch a big one, you kind of want to go when they're biting. That big fish sometimes will just kind of come through and move its way up on the coast and end up in San Francisco or something like that before we know it, and then the other size fish will come through. Of course, it's hard to really predict that exactly, but that seems to have been the trend where early and late we catch some big fish, and then during the middle of the season it pushes in good and it's easy limits, but it's going to be more in that 30 to 50, 30 to 60 pound fish.
Yeah, and I'm, the amount of big fish that's been around, those seiners have been focused on like 150, 200 pound fish, but I don't think they're going to put much of a hurt on the fishery myself. I really don't. I mean,
Yeah.
They increase their quota, and those guys don't increase the quota unless they think that it's viable to do that. So I think things are as bright as they've been since the 1800s on the bluefin tuna.
Well, the big thing isn't so matter whether or not they'll be around, it's whether they'll be around here.
True.
It's like barracuda. The barracuda aren't extinct. They're just somewhere else. They're in Ensenada. And
Same with the albacore.
Same with the albacore, right? It isn't so much a matter of them being here.
That's
or
true.
not. It's just they might be somewhere else. So this big fish just seems to act that way, where it'll be here for a little bit and then it'll be somewhere else, and maybe that stuff will move on. You just don't know. But as far as calling it out as a crescendo of tuna, I mean, I think there's going to be more volume coming for sure. But the size, to me, that's what this whole thing is about sometimes, is you want to get a big one. I'd go now if I could.
Yeah, right on. Hey, don't forget 3 rail rods, over $2,000 in rail rods going out tonight. That's how you can get in. Only about an hour left before Chuck starts screaming and starts wanting to do this. Live free,
300?
die free.
I said $300 in rods.
Did I?
Yeah.
$2,000 in rods. Did I say 300? What's wrong with me? 2,000. Is it 2,000, by the way? Do I have that right? Is it close or what?
Pretty close, yeah.
All right,
pretty
there you
dang
go.
close.
No hyperbole here. I'm right on with this. Live free, die free. Phil, where are the albacore? Hook up with the albacore fleet for info.
Yeah.
You know what? I will talk to my buddy JJ Garrettson and see what he's up to. He's a commercial albacore guy, and I haven't checked in with Jage this year. He's probably running to wherever that is about now or getting ready. So I promise I'll send Jage a message tonight. Many of you know J.J. Garrettson. He ran the Apollo for many years out of San Diego. I met J.J. when he was 15, decking on board. I think the Pegasus, Joe Chait, was running the boat. He's a great guy. His Spanish is impeccable. He spent a year in Costa Rica, as did yours truly. So I'll check with JJ and see what he has to say. Eric Sanchez says, y'all ever come fishing in the Gulf? To which I say, Eric, no, but man, would I love to.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Where you at, man? Tell us, and maybe we can come out there and shoot a video with you. Thank you, Eric, and welcome to the show. Wherever it is we find you tonight, that is great. Israel de la Cruz just wants to say hello. He was on the Seabiscuit with his nephew and his brother, and they had limits of white sea bass, Sam. That sea bass bite, man, we're talking about bluefin. That bite up north, incredible. Sea bass, halibut, it's been phenomenal.
Yeah, as good as it gets for sure. It's an aquarium up there. Seems like, yeah.
Good stuff. All right, Ahmad says, Sam, can a spinning rod be modified to a conventional rod? That's a good question.
Well, I guess the short answer is sometimes. You know, it really does depend on maybe how that rod was splined. You know, you can definitely just break the whole thing down, take the reel seat off, start over. But I assume you probably mean that you would take the guides off and leave the reel seat on. So it really depends on how that rod is splined, or maybe even the blank itself. Some blanks don't have a very, very dominant spline, so you might be okay there. So it really does depend on the rod itself that you're trying to convert. But as a general rule, it can be done. As to whether it would be an easy process, meaning that you just got to change the guides out, that might be the case, but you do want to check to see how that rod is splined, or if it has a real dominant spline, and you may have to kind of change where the reel seat is positioned as well.
All right, Brandon says, good luck, Ram. My buddy just got off the Pacific Voyager, got his personal best, 160-pound BFT. That's a nice fish, Brandon. Ken Kaloff just bought a 300-gram tungsten. Is that good to use on a jig rod?
For sure. I mean, you know, a jig rod, I guess it depends on how long of a rod you're talking about. If it's going to be a 690J or something like that you use for Barracuda, probably not. I don't know if you're talking about a jigging rod, like a vertical jigging rod. Definitely would be okay on something like that. But depends on the rod itself. I mean, a jig rod is a pretty broad, you know, characterization. So give me some more information on what kind of rod you're talking about, and I can give you a better answer.
All right, Ken. Yeah, just drop that down below. We'll get to it when we get through some more questions. David says, would you rather fish with sand crabs or sandworms? Is there a limit on the worms? I would personally rather fish with sandworms.
Yeah, I think the worms are definitely
They're really
better.
good, man.
Yeah.
Such a good bait.
I don't know if there is a limit.
I don't know. Well, it could, you know, nowadays there could be.
I would imagine that limit would be hard to get to. You'd probably spend a whole day trying to get
those
a limit
things are a pain.
Yeah, you're not gonna just find a pile of them. I don't
No.
think.
So the way I learned about that was these Vietnamese guys fished down by our house, and I'm looking at these guys, and they're just one fish after another. And I walked down there one day, introduced myself, and they asked me to leave immediately. No. Then the one guy, Peter, I go, Peter, what are you guys doing? What are you catching? He goes, oh, sandworms. And they're catching spotfin croaker and yellowfin croaker, and he showed me how to dig them up, and he showed me exactly what to do, and man, that is a good bait. Mm-hmm. That is a super good bait because it's endemic here to Southern California, so fish are used to eating them.
Well, so are the sand crabs.
Well, that's true, but I'm talking about other worms that you might buy, like a bloodworm or something like that. Those sandworms, man, they are such a good bait. And once again, I really appreciate Peter spending time with me and showing me all that. That was really, really good. All right, Daniel says hello. That is Sarge from Redondo Sportfishing, in case you didn't know. Cali Coast Catch. How's the El Patron? The El Patron is fantastic. We loved our time on there. Had such a good time. One thing about the boat is that the crew is super personable, super polite. They're good at what they do. Chris Isaac runs the boat. He knows exactly what he's doing. Down in the galley, we had Axel. Axel's a great guy. He's been around for a long, long time. Boat's got brand new engines. Really fun fishing boat. And I think they usually run with maybe 21 people. So usually kind of a light load on there. Runs out of Long Beach Sport Fishing, www.longbeachsportfishing.org. God, I'm so glad Susan brought me this because I'm telling you, my mind's working here for a change. All right, thank you. Yeah, El Patron's great. We love the El Patron. Robert Graber, good evening. Phil, Sam, and the Friedman Adventure Family Fanatics. Happy Tackle Shop Confessions Monday. I almost forgot the name of the show. Susan, you may have to run out and get me another one real quick. Eric Wood, evening Friedman Adventure Family. Good luck, participants. Eric is in the great state of Arizona. Eric, always good to have you with us, my friend. Michael Burke, another fantastic, loyal fan. 135 people watching right now. Good evening, my friends. Great seeing you two great people today. Thank you. Michael Burke's a great guy. Big fan of yours, Sam.
What did I do?
I don't know. Let's see. Brandon says he trolls the entire trip. He does, too.
Does he?
Like, yeah, at night he trolls. Yes.
You never know.
Yes. So he trolls the entire trip. June 2nd, live free, die free. I have 2 rods set up for albacore already. Hopefully, the Apollo captain is cool with it.
You know when they're really not cool with it? When they really are cool with it, you just don't tell them.
Yeah, exactly, right? Brian Henley. Do you remember Brian?
Yeah.
You put the tackle pack together for him? And I probably lost it?
Yes, and then you found it afterward.
Yeah, I got it. And in fact, it's in the studio now. I didn't know whether to send it to him or just hang on till November because he's on an 8-day trip. Oh, man, that was like, I drove back virtually from San Diego to go in the office and start looking around for it. But Brian, it's great to see you up there in the state of Washington, as I remember. Hi, Phil and Sam. Greetings from Brian in Ferndale. Just watch the Folks Deep Color. Yeah, that is a classic. What we had and did then really makes me appreciate what we have and do now. Can't wait till November. I can't either, Brian, but man, the gear that we have now, Sam, is really giving people, an advantage that's just undeniable.
For you guys that haven't seen that video, man, that is by far my favorite video growing up. You know, that scene where they're at the Hurricane Bank and they come up on that yellowfin is probably some of the best footage I've ever seen on any kind of fishing video. So for you guys that haven't seen it, that deep color video is awesome. A lot of good information on it as well. Even though, I mean, that, probably a 30-year-old video now, I would think, at least.
I'll bet, at least.
At least 30 years old. And, probably 40 years old now.
It probably is.
When I think about it. But man, still a lot of great irrelevant information. And still a lot of different things that they talk about really do kind of still apply. But yeah, if you guys haven't seen that video, I think you can see it online. I know they have it on like Amazon Prime or something like that, and other ways to get it. And I think he's got his own channel that you can buy a subscription and watch it through that too. But man, that is an awesome video.
I think if you Google Michael Folks and Deep Color or the history of sport fishing.
History of sport fishing.
Yeah, I think you'll find it. And I went out and interviewed Mike recently. Great guy. Good to see him again. And as Sam said, that is one of the most phenomenal, heart-stopping videos that you'll ever see. Speaking of great videos, 39 years ago today, what do you think happened?
Today?
Yes, today.
I have no idea.
On my esposa's birthday, Mark Paisano and Paul Strasser rescued Desiree Rodriguez in the Catalina Island Channel.
30 years ago.
39 years ago. Yeah, so. There you are.
I would have thought it would have been more.
No, 39 years ago, and of course, I get teared up thinking about it. I honestly do.
That's pretty cool.
It was a beautiful, beautiful thing. So that's great. That video, by the way, is that close to getting 1 million views. So it should tick up over that here shortly. And I just felt so fortunate to have been a part of it. If you've never watched it, I highly recommend you do. You can go to our Facebook page, Friedman Adventures. There's a link up there celebrating the 39-year anniversary of Desiree's rescue. She's a phenomenal person, a great person, and so are Mark and Paul. They did a great job. Yes?
150 likes and this goes in.
Oh, okay. If we hit 150 likes, we have another something that's going in the raffle. What is it?
Tungsten jig.
This is
a tungsten jig. Sam, what is it?
The hottest jig there. It's a 300-gram tungsten jig in that cotton candy or Katy Perry blue paint color. Yeah, this is probably one of our most popular items in the store at the moment. It's a little blurry there. I don't know why, but yeah,
That's cool.
That thing is man, that's a good one right there. You can see the price tag there. It's like $175 now.
150 likes,
No,
and it
it's,
goes in.
Right here.
It's $89.99. Those things are otherwise. So, but you know what? We've been selling those things really good. In fact, Ed has been the number 2 buyer of tungsten jigs.
Who's the number one?
He bought 4 of them.
Oh my God! You did it?
No, he bought 3.
Oh,
6 more to go.
And 6 more likes there. Guys, get it together.
No.
Oh,
55 likes it now.
oh yeah, 6 more jigs for Ed to buy, I guess. Yeah.
hit that like button. Get it up to 150, everybody.
Get it up there. I'm gonna hit it right now.
133 people watching right now as we speak.
Oh, it's coming.
Ryder Guerrero. Ryder, thanks for being here with us. That's the truth. The fish always bite better after I go on a trip. Man, I know what you mean. Hey, Ryder, that's just what happened to us just the other day on the El Patron. Same thing. All right, let's see. Sorry about that. Scott Bucher. Let's see.
Where
Hang
you
on, everybody. Here we go.
G-Money.
Sorry about that, man. There's a lot of comments on here. And in just a little bit, Jordan Horita from Daiwa will be joining us. You can ask him everything about Daiwa that your little heart desires. All right, G-Money. Good evening, boys. Love your show. Thank you so much, G. About 18 of us are going out second week of June on the Relentless in San Diego. Never been on that boat before. Was wondering your thoughts and tackle suggestions. I fished the boat, liked the boat, had a great time on there, great crew. Mikey did a great job on there. I think you'll enjoy it. I think it's the old Top Gun. Good boat. So I think you'll enjoy that. Sam, tackle recommendations?
How long of a trip is it again?
He didn't say, but it's
Second week.
offshore. I bet it's day and a half.
Yeah,
Or
I mean, you know, kind of a broken record for us here is you got to take everything. You know, look at it this far out, second week of June. It doesn't seem like a long ways away, but this fishing is developing day by day. You know, I mean, there's a chance if you're like on a 3-day trip per se, you might do some yellowtail fishing on top of all that, maybe even some rock cod fishing. But the tuna is going to be probably the number one thing as far as what you guys are probably going to target. And up to now, it's been mostly a nighttime thing. The daytime fishing, there has been a little bit of it. But usually as the season kind of develops, you start getting more and more of those daytime opportunities. And most of that is typically going to be on smaller fish with lighter lines. So, you know, as light as 20 to 30 pound tests in the daytime, maybe some 40, 50 pound tests, maybe even up to 60 for like a sinker rig, maybe even up to 80 if that big fish bites in the daytime. Not that common, but it's not impossible. And then your nighttime fishing goes into like almost an unlimited, you know, I mean, everything from a 80 pound rig to a 50 wide or something like that. So it really is kind of a everything in the kitchen sink type of fishing that we're having in our offshore waters. And I don't see that really being any different in June this year.
all right, Raffle 3 rail rods, $2,000 in value going out tonight. There's the info if you want to get in here last minute. Let's see. Ken Coliff says tuna jigging.
I think he's talking about the question that I was asking about what kind of jigging he's going to be doing.
Oh, right.
And that tungsten jig. Yeah, there's no problem with that. If you're using a proper jigging rod that's rated 25 to 400 gram jigs or something like that, you should be good jigging one of those tungsten jigs with that, no problem.
Tungsten jig will be added to the raffle if we get 150 likes. I think the dog just told me we need 75 more is all, so we should be able to do that. Brandon says, Phil, did we get an answer on keeping the stones for our sea bass? My friend makes jewelry out of them. Absolutely gorgeous white stones out of the head. Yeah, I think you can keep them,
Yeah,
right?
as far as I know, your fish, you can keep them, no
Yeah,
problem.
I didn't actually check on it, but
I don't think there's a.
I don't think there's a problem with that.
It's been pretty. I know people who have dozens of them.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I don't see them allowing you to keep the fish and then saying you can't keep
Yeah.
the head of the fish.
Right. Right.
It didn't make any sense. So I think you're good there, Brandon. Here's something that I hope Ed takes this great suggestion up. Ed, did you know that sand fleas, aka sand crabs, cleaned and deep fried are awfully tasty? Ed's not reacting to. Ed's not acting. Yes. Scott Buchert says, "Happy birthday, Ruth," and I know what he wants to say. Captain Daniel Hadaway of the Island Spirit.
Oh.
It's Ruth, my wife, and Captain Daniel Hadaway's birthday. Perhaps Scott will have that down below. Jason Allen. Jason, welcome to the show. Thank you so much. I wanting a custom rail rod and was thinking of acid wrap. You better get in the raffle tonight. I use an 800 Accurate and Makira 20, and always hard for me to drop flat falls and retrieve at night with my rod as it moves so much and line.
Yeah, I'm not really sure how much balancing that's going to provide there. I mean, that's really going to be something, especially in a rail rod, that's not going to really come into effect until you start putting the load of fighting the fish as far as it holding it straight up and down. That might be something that might be different, like with a jigging rod or something, like a lighter rod that will bend more as you're winding. As a recommendation, if you can hold the reel, instead of holding your line in front of it, your hand in front of it, that is, sometimes that's going to be where you find a little bit more rocking. If you hold the side of the reel and stabilize your rod and reel that way, that's going to be a better way, immediately, as far as something that's going to help you with that. One of the reasons that the rod is rocking back and forth and moving like that is that as you're winding, you're putting pressure kind of towards the top of the reel and then the bottom of the reel at the bottom of the wind. And so that's what's kind of causing that to go back and forth. So I would think that if you had an acid wrap rod and you still were putting your hand forward of the reel, you're still going to get that rocking back and forth action because you're actually pushing and pulling on the reel. So if you put your hand on the side of the reel, that's probably going to help you a lot more. So maybe try doing that first before you go and try something else.
All right, thank you, Jason. 155 people watching. Now, don't forget to visit Island Fishing Tqckle Monday through Saturday here in Carson, California. Cali Coast Catch, the guy who got a white sea bass, halibut, and yellowtail, killed it yesterday. That was on the El Patron, I believe. I didn't realize it was one guy who had those fish, but thinking back, yeah, I think I did realize that his photo was there holding those fish. So cats coming together, everybody. That was on Live Squid yesterday, Catalina Island. Incidentally, Sam, they had some 67-degree water over there. That's pretty darn warm.
That's summertime water up just about.
Warming up, man. Jonathan K. Hey, Jonathan, great to have you with us. Sam, do you have any budget nighttime jigging rods in stock? Something in the $250, $300 range and rated somewhere around 60 to 120 pound. I guess something comparable to a Phoenix Megalodon or Seeker Koa.
Yeah, so that Megalodon rod is probably going to be your best value. I think they come in at around $350. So to me, that's a really, really good, price for a rod. There's really, as far as I know, I'm trying to think of something else. I think maybe Major Craft, they make a rod that's kind of in that same price range, maybe a little bit less. So, but that $350 is going to be probably where you're at. I think Daiwa also makes one, and I have to kind of go look at the price. Daiwa makes a jigging rod. It's going to be right in that same $300 to $350 price range. We have one in stock. I'll go check it out before I go to that CCA meeting, but that might be your other option as well. So give me a call, and maybe if you're buying a reel to go with it, I can kind of help you with the price. But that's going to be where you're at.
All right, up to 160 people watching. Appreciate it. Hit that like button, and we'll add a tungsten jig. And if you want to get in the raffle, Chuck's looking bored to me. You definitely want to hit him up right now. 3 custom rail rods, $2,000 in value. You're going to want to check that out. Jesus Bermudez. Jesus, you're back again.
I'll let you answer this question.
Okay. Best time of the year to catch Dorado at Catalina Island. Well, Jesus, I can't give you a set time. It's going to all be based on oceanography. Are you out of here now?
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Jordan, come on up. Thank you, Sam.
Yeah, man.
Sam De La Torre, everybody.
Hopefully, if something comes up, maybe I can scream out an answer.
Okay, perfect. Jordan, welcome. This is Jordan. Horita, everybody from Daiwa. Let me see. Where are we going with this? How about right there? All right, there you go.
All right, awesome.
Can you get by me there?
Yes, sir.
Thank
You're all
you,
good
sir.
to go. All right, let's do it.
All right, we'll do this
All right,
together.
Is this when everybody starts leaving the podcast?
No,
now?
heck
Wants to see
no,
us
man.
now?
We're up to 160 here.
There we go.
Raffle coming up. If you want to get in, don't forget, hit it up right now. So back to Jesus. Jesus, it's all based on oceanography. I think Jordan would tell you the same thing. Some years the water warms early, like in an El Nino condition. Some years it doesn't warm up enough to get Dorado to Catalina, like in a La Nina year when we have cooler water. So it's all going to depend upon the oceanography, bait availability, kind of all those stars have to collide. If I had to tell you just generally, and see if Jordan agrees. I would say the fall, like August,
Usually, yeah.
September.
That's what well, a few years ago we saw that crazy amount of Dorado, and I mean it was everywhere. And local boats were even getting them. Catalina boats were getting tons of limits of them.
Did you get in on that?
I did get in on it.
It was phenomenal, wasn't it?
Phenomenal fishing.
Yeah.
Every bait that hit the water pretty much got bit, and it didn't matter what pound test you threw. I saw guys throwing rail rods, like rental rods and everything. It didn't matter. They were throwing everything you can imagine.
Yeah, and Jordan is talking about Jesus this year we had recently, where you could look down in the water and see hundreds of free swimmers.
Hundreds of free swimmers. It was to the point where we just drop our bait in the water right there and just pole vault them in, man. I mean, they wanted us to get limits. People were throwing 40, 50 pound, just vaulting them in. It was crazy to see how many fish were around the boat.
Yeah, good stuff. So it's going to be based on, every year is different, Jesus. Hopefully that stuff will show up. All right, so some of these technical questions, I'm going to refer to you.
Go for it.
Because you're way smarter than I am.
No, you're the guy, man, but I'll answer what I can.
Tommy Wong says, I just bought a Tranx 300. What rod do you recommend for throwing rubbers?
Depends on what you're going for. Are we talking like calicos, spotties? I mean, everybody's throwing something different.
Well, let's start there.
Yeah, so if you're starting to go for like spotties and stuff, I know guys who do throw the little 300 size reels for spotties, even though it's a little big, they kind of throw them for more of that like Alabama rig type of thing. So a lot of people like to throw those big A rigs on it. So at that point, I would be throwing something around like a heavy inshore rod, something rated 2 to 6 ounces, give or take, because you can kind of throw some heavier lead heads on that point. And then you can double over that same rod for light calico action at the islands for sure. So 2 to 6 ounce, like a heavy rod. I work for Daiwa, so I'll recommend that Proteus rod. So the Proteus inshore, medium, heavy, or heavy should be perfectly. Oh, perfect.
That's a jigging rod.
That's the jigging rod.
The guy
Yeah,
was
this is going to be our
asking about.
Proteus EX. So yeah, I can talk about this right after I answer this question.
Okay, perfect.
And then if you're going to do the Tranx 300, like I throw the Lexa 300 at night a lot, I'm starting to throw a little bit heavier stick, so more like an inshore heavy stick when I'm throwing that lead head squid, or I'm throwing those hookups, bait style things, so that stuff like that. So it could vary just depending on what you're doing. If you want a good all around, I recommend the Proteus medium heavy. That's pretty much good for island stuff. I just threw it at night on some of my twilights, and then you can also throw it in the bay for spotties for a little bit bigger, like Alabama rig style stuff.
Excellent answer. And then you want to address this jigging rod?
So this is the jigging rod they're talking about. This is our Proteus EX series. This just came out at the PCS show. So it's got the spiral wrap design, guys. It's pretty much a hybrid design, so you could still stick this on the rail, not just like any jigging stick. Some jigging rods are limited to you just have to pretty much hold on and pray. These ones you can stick on the rail when you get tired, especially after a lot of fish at one night. It's an extra heavy, and it's max 800 grams. You could probably even push more than that. Yeah, max 800 gram on this thing. So this thing is a stout rod, but it will kill just about anything out there that swims. If it's on a bluefin trip, it'll probably kill it. I think the biggest one in testing we killed on this was 200 plus. We didn't get it officially verified. It was on a private boat. But, we enjoyed.
It looked like it.
Oh,
Yeah.
we enjoyed some sashimi at the office for a while.
Oh, I'll bet.
Yeah, it was pretty good. This is max 800 gram. So we just put it at the max 800 gram, 65 to 150 braid. So it's a heavy stick.
Jordan,
it kills 'em.
maybe you could tell everybody, because they may not have tuned into the Danny Cadota show. You're fishing 50-pound spectra at night for big bluefin now, right?
Yep. So our 50,
Explain why.
Yeah, so
And
the reason I fish 50 pound, or if sometimes I'll bump up to 65, is most lines in the U.S. aren't IGFA rated. So if you're buying a U.S. made product or a U.S. line, on average, like some of our J braids are spec'd out, our X braids are spec'd out at U.S. rating, it actually breaks at more like 80 pound max. So 80 to 90 pound max. So the 50 pound braid's so dang thin that I can get it down so much faster to those fish. The only thing that you got to really worry about on the boat when you hook up is other anglers at that point. If they're throwing a heavier braid, they might snip you off or singe you off. It could get chaotic. So usually on the boats, I'll take 2 different setups, but I'll take one heavier setup with the 80 to 100 pound, and then I'll take the 50 pound setup. But that 50 pound setup with those little small tungsten jigs you guys were talking about gets down much faster than anybody else on the boats. And then I don't bother with the swivel or anything else on there or those pre-made leaders. What I do is I just tie a chain knot directly to my mono. That way, nothing's hindering the action of my jig, gets right down, and then I have less of an opportunity for breakout. I think the more knots and more things on there can cause issues.
the more that goes wrong, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it'll last you 1 or 2 fish, but it's the guys who throw them back in their boxes and they don't realize, and after heat and time and wear, they do wear out on you. And I've seen guys who say, oh, I've used it for 4 trips. And like, it's mono. Eventually mono will degrade with heat and everything else. You store it in your garage, there's one fish that's gonna get it.
Tell me this kid isn't an encyclopedia. He is awesome. Ed, you got a question.
Hollow braid or solid braid?
Hollow or solid?
Braid. Hollow braid gets caught by the current, caught by the waves. It's so light, you'll get specked out more. Always use solid braid.
Man, I'm telling you, your presentation is so good that Ed's awake now. You know, he was snoring a second ago. Look at him. He was. Now he's in there, man. He's asking questions. I love it. Great job, Jordan. Let's keep going here.
Okay.
You guys in the raffle tonight are in real trouble now because Manila Ice Cream is here. Manila Ice Cream won a rod in the last raffle, showed up to our surf fishing event, and won a rod and reel there.
You got the luck on their side
He's
then.
on a freaking
Oh,
roll.
you got the luck on your side then.
Good evening, guys. Hope everybody is well. Let's talk about the difference in fishing hook uses, circle hooks, J hooks, etc. Can you address that, Jordan?
Got it. Personally, everybody's different, but personally what I like to do is I like to fish most of the time. I fish like a Mutu circle or like a, for the bluefin. I feel like the circle hook, especially on the lighter line, gets in the corner better. You get less of a chance to break them off. I just think it's a less chance of a cinch. However, going into Dorado, I tried those circle hooks. I had so many fish jump off, it's ridiculous. Same thing with yellowtail. So on those, I'll jump into just the regular old J hook. And I'm pretty simple. I use the, I forgot the exact model, but the Mustad J hook's pretty solid.
I just thought about the guy.
Excuse me, everybody. Go ahead, Sam.
The guy who was asking about a acid wrap rail rod.
Yeah.
Daiwa actually makes one.
We make a
as well.
hybrid. Yep.
So for the guy that was asking about the rail rod acid wrap,
Yes.
Daiwa makes one
Yes,
as well. In
we
fact,
make an
brought
actual
in,
rail
like
rod.
3. We sold them right away, so it looks like I got
Yeah, they're actual.
Okay,
instead of the
perfect.
jigging stick, it's an actual full grip rail rod, and it does have the spiral grip on it. So if you want, you can technically have pretty much, it's almost exactly like a hybrid. So you can have best of both worlds on there. If you don't want to use it jigging style, it still has the spiral wrap. That spiral wrap helps the rod stay pretty much level. It doesn't give you torque like one way or the other. So.
All right, excellent. Thank you, Sam, for that.
Yep, thank you.
And that is good stuff. Mario Mason says, plan an overnight trip out of H&M Landing. Which boat would you suggest, Producer or Old Glory? I've been on the Old Glory before, but not the Producer. I'm not getting in this one, I'll tell you that.
I have not been on the Producer yet. I've been on the Old Glory, I haven't been on the Producer, but so far, I'm not gonna lie, every boat I've been out of pretty much San Diego, I loved. They're all fantastic boats. Most boats I've pretty much been out of in general, I really love. They all have their own little unique quirks and everything, and
Yeah.
they all have their, you gotta experience them all. So if I were you, I would try the new boat out just to get a feel for it. I like jumping around on every boat and meeting everybody and just getting a feel for it. Every captain's different, every deckhand's different, and it's all, so far I haven't found one negative one yet. I've loved all the boats. And
Yeah,
it's just
and-
cool to know everybody,
I've been on the Producer since Ray Stobiak ran it, and that's got to be 40 years ago, something like that. So there you go, Mario. It was a great boat, good fishy boat, so we'll see. Ish with Fish. Phil, I found your headphones in my bunk on the Young's Tackle 6-day trip. I spent like Phil in the bunk. So Ish with Fish found my microphones. You are number one. You saved me with those, and Kevin Kwan brought them to me over there at Young's Fishing Tackle. You love Young's Fishing Tackle too, right?
Yep, it's a fantastic shop still.
David, I fish private boats. Is there any word on local tuna? Haven't heard anything yet, David. I mean, by local, if you mean around Catalina or something like that, no. I've heard fish on the backside of Clemente.
Yeah, you hear that a lot usually early season, but
Yes.
nothing crazy yet. It's still early. So
Yeah, exactly.
Still got a few weeks, I'd say.
Yeah, I think Jordan's absolutely right. As the season progresses, we push further into spring and ultimately into
We
summer.
saw them on the way out on 3/4 days, and
Yes.
they're sitting there. None of us are ready. So every 3/4 day now, that when they see tuna, I'll have at least one tuna stick with me.
You know what, Jordan? I had guys that were sending me video. First of all, they were telling me, hey, I'm in Malibu. I'm looking out and I'm seeing tuna.
Yep.
And I'm like, this guy's like, whacked out of his mind. And I'd look at the freaking video and kind of zoom it up, and they were bluefin, like right
30
there.
minutes out on the Enterprise, all sitting there and enjoying our breakfast burritos. And next thing you know, my buddy looks over, he goes, oh, it's dolphin. We got a good look, went to tell the captain, we took the binoculars, and lo and behold, they were big tuna.
Yes.
We stopped on them. We didn't hook any, but they were big ones, so we're kind of glad we didn't hook them probably, because I think the heaviest setup somebody had was a 40-pound jig stick at the time. So it would have been fun, but it would have been a lot.
Yeah, no kidding,
It would
man.
have been a lot.
Brian Henley says Deep Color is on Prime. So we were talking about Mike Folk's great video. You definitely want to check that out. Big Boat, Big Fish is my favorite Sam. Not sure if you've seen that one. Okay. He's talking about a video. It has wonderful man, Dennis Braid. I knew Dennis really well. He was the first one to show the circle hook for a yellowfin tuna. There you go. Folks movie, Big Boat, Big Fish. All right, thank you. Scott Bucher says, happy birthday, Daniel, from the Island Spirit. Have you fished up there?
I have not.
That's great.
No, I want to definitely. Yeah, it's on the bucket list soon. So.
There you are, Scott. Thank you so much. Daniel's a great guy. Joe, that Akuma is delightful. Okay. Daniel Liano says hello, Phil and Sam. He didn't know you were here, or he would have said hello to you.
No worries.
Hey, Daniel, good to see you, my friend. Rand, question for Jordan.
Okay.
I have a 130-pound braid on my Vizix 20.
Mm-hmm.
Will the braid cause too much drag on a 300-gram tungsten on the way down, or will it work?
It will work. It won't get down nearly as fast. You'll probably get scoped out a bit, but it'll work. I've seen guys do it. So especially on a 300 gram, you should be okay for the most part. Again, I like the lighter braid because it gets affected less, but I think you'll be perfectly fine on that. It really also depends on your current and everything else as well. If the current's scoping you out, just bump up to a bigger jig. Try to get as vertical as you can.
Or fish lighter spectra, right? Like you like.
Yeah. If possible, I always like the lighter spectra. Pretty much, like I said, I'll throw that 50 pound, 65, but I've been bumping up to 80 on some setups depending on the size of the fish, but that 50 and 65 has been pretty much where my bread and butter is right now. So
all right.
high capacity.
Beautiful. Great stuff. That tungsten jig is going to be included in the raffle if we get to 150 likes.
Yeah, bump that like button, guys. Come
As soon
on.
as we get out of this, out of the questions, we'll do the raffle, but we have a lot of questions
Let's
to
do
go.
it. Let's
Jordan,
do it.
so nice having you on, man.
I appreciate it. Thank
Really,
you.
really good. Ernie Montano, before I read his comment, reached out to me today. He wanted to help Claudia, whose niece needs heart surgery in Mexicali, Mexico. Ernie, thank you for reaching out. We deeply appreciate that. She's 2 years old. She's going to do that heart surgery in another couple of months. The doctors want her to gain a little bit more weight so she can survive this very delicate heart surgery. So thoughts and prayers are with Natalia is her name. And Ernie, thanks for hooking up with Claudia, Sam, and Mr. Voice. Thanks for the wealth of knowledge you share with SoCal Fishermen. And we've added Jordan tonight. He is awesome. The Rain Shadow 50 to 130 pound is super dope too. They're talking about some of these rods.
Oh, yeah. Rain Shadow makes a fantastic rod. I've talked with Bill and Kerry Batson a lot, and they're awesome guys, dude. These rods are fantastic.
Keith Garrison, and they're going up for raffle tonight. Chuck, are you caught up?
No.
All right, keep them coming, everybody. Keith Garrison said, I got to keep my white sea bass stones, so there you go. I don't think that's a problem. Do you ever keep those, or have you ever seen them?
I've kept one set of them. That's all I've ever gotten is one set, really.
Do you have them?
I have them, yeah. I have them in my room in a little jar. They're really, really cool. I know guys make like necklaces out of them and everything. They're pretty cool. Yeah, they are. I've seen earrings before too, rings, everything you can imagine. They're really cool.
Yeah, they are really beautiful.
Yeah.
Diego Chavez. Hey, Diego, welcome to the show, my friend. How much would you charge to mark the line on my Avid LX filled with 80-pound Spectra? That's a question for Sam.
That's a question for Sam, yeah.
Do you have an idea what that costs?
No clue, no. That's 25 to 30?
25 to 30
25 to
bucks.
30, you heard it.
Diego, 25 to 30 bucks. Sam yelling out from the back room. Kim Herbert. Kim, who, again, is in Missouri right now, under the threat of tornadoes. We're sending our thoughts and prayers. Lindsay, my daughter, has earrings from her 50-pound Alaska halibut stones. There you go.
Yeah, I heard a lot of fish have those stones, not just white sea bass, right? So
Yeah,
it's pretty
right.
cool.
Israel de la Cruz says, I believe CCA or another organization collect white sea bass heads for research. Yeah, that was going on.
That was going on.
Is that still going on?
I haven't heard of it in a while.
I
think
haven't
there,
either.
There might be still a hotline you can call or something to drop it off. I remember something about that.
Yeah. Hey, Sam, do you know anything about that? White sea bass heads to CCA?
They used to have tags in them.
All right, perfect. He's going to check on it right now, so we'll figure that out right now. Let's see. Just Joe. Well, I guess I would be happy with any of them. Yes, sir. Let's get it. I think he's talking about the raffle.
It's all about the ice rod.
Yeah, really.
That's where it's at.
David, they want to study the stones. That's why they want the heads. It's like tree rings. They tell the age. Okay. Thank you very much. Jason Allen, thanks, guys. You are more than welcome. Darkness 13, great information. Any suggestions on a local SoCal taxidermy place that can mount tuna tails? You know of a local taxidermy place?
We've all just done it ourselves. Me and my buddy tried it and left it in the
the
backyard.
tuna tails?
Yeah, he just
How do you
left it
do
in the
it?
backyard.
Tell
and
this
dried,
guy.
He left it in the backyard and dried it out. I don't know how he did it exactly. I couldn't tell you, but he left it in the backyard, dried it out, and it looked really good. And he mounted it on some nice wood. And
Did he do anything else to it?
Not that I know of. I think it was just salt. Yeah, I think he just salted it down, left it in the hot sun.
Whoa.
And Pretty much, yeah. I think he let a lot of the bugs kind of get it. It was not, he said it wasn't the prettiest process, but it did the job. And it looks really cool on his coffee table now, so.
Oh, that's
Yeah, I
awesome,
think it's
man.
awesome.
Hey, Darkness, we'll try to see. I would just Google local taxidermy, but I think you're looking for a recommendation, and unfortunately, we don't have one. Joe says, happy birthday, Captain Daniel Holloway and my wife, Ruth. Joe, thank you so very much. Christy and Keith, we're going to leave early. They can't tear themselves away from Tackle Shop Confessions. Christy's waiting for me to pull my fake snake out again. That is not a reference to anything. Don't get any ideas out there, okay? I actually have a wooden fake snake. So there you go. All right, Lee Johnson. Sam, do you stock wheeled tackle boxes? Sam, do you stock wheeled? Yes, he does. Keith, to the rescue. Pumpkin Jones. We got a 3-day weekend. Where should I fish, Mr. Friedman? This weekend. What? Oh. I don't know. This weekend, I think that bluefin's ready to bite. That's number one.
Go off, yeah.
That white sea bass up in the Channel Islands. And, you know, I hesitate to say Catalina because we got a signal out of it yesterday. And the weekend boat pressure at that island, because it's so close, can get messy.
I'll be going to check it out. I think I'm going on a Catalina trip just to have fun, just relax a little bit. And you never know.
When's that going? When are you going?
I'm pretty sure I'm either going Saturday or Sunday. I'll
cool.
figure something out. Yeah, just something local, just something quick. But I think it's going to go off. I don't know about yellowtail, but I know the bonito were coming up, and the water looked great.
Yes.
It looks like summer weather out there.
Oh,
so,
it does.
I mean, it's just a matter of time.
It does. And the El Patron yesterday,
Same thing with the
trip.
Coronados. They were saying at the Coronados, everything that washed finally came back. So people were saying this weekend might be it. It might be the start of the yellows again, guys.
It's looking good. And on the Pacific Voyager, Max Nui, he just phoned in to me and said he's seen a lot of fish. All coming together, Jordan. It's looking really good.
It's looking good for all sport fishing right now.
Hey, Pumpkin, I'm going to get a report from Jordan about Catalina Island this weekend, and I'll get it to you. 162 plus people watching the show. Robert Graver, happy birthday, Ruth. I'll let her know about that. When's the raffle? Cali Coast Catch. It's at the end of the show, and we're not sure when that is. We're going to go through all the questions, and then we will let you know a tungsten jig will be added to the raffle if we hit 150 likes. So hit that like button, please, and you can get in the raffle. There's the information. 3 beautiful rail rods, $2,000 value. Chuck's looking bored to me. He must be all caught up. Oh, the internet is slow.
That'll do it.
Right.
That'll do it.
You may be here till midnight.
There we go.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Tim W. Thanks for joining Jordan. Looking to pick a couple of new fly line rods. What is your recommendation for a yellow YT 20 to 30 pounds and smaller bluefin tuna 40 to 60 pounds? Tim, thanks. We welcome Jordan also.
So I'm going to obviously say the Daiwa again, guys, but the Proteus EX, that new one we came out, is so light and super, super easy just to hold overall. The 80 MH is what I get. So it's an 8-foot rod, medium heavy. If you fish CalStars, it's somewhere around that ML to M almost. It's right in between pretty much. Kind of got the backbone of the 800M with more of the tip of the 800 ML. I killed a lot of tuna with the prototype on that one, so I do like it for that small butterball 20 to 40 pound tuna, the schoolie size. And then at Coronado last year, that was pretty much the only rod I used for bait. So it was either that or a jig stick I was using pretty much at Coronado, but Coronado's for sure. You're definitely going to want that one for those nice yellows. So we stuck some nice, 15, 20 pounders.
Yeah.
My buddy got one about 25, almost 30.
Oh, that's a nice one.
Solid fish. So that 800 MH for all around that 20 to 30 pound setup, that's what you're going to want right there.
All right, fantastic. Joe with a $2 super chat. Joe, can't thank you enough, my friend. Really, really appreciate that. Tim P. I got to get back there again. Sorry about that.
No worries.
Man, oh my God, there's like so many. Yeah. Tim P. Why does Daiwa not make a left-handed reels or Saltiga lever drag reels in large sizes?
So left-handed reel, it's just hard because of the molds overall in Japan, so it's not really as much of a demand in Japan, but we'll see what's going on. Maybe there'll be some demand for some of the smaller reels or, the mid-sized reels. We'll see. Never discount it, right? And then for the larger reels, you'll find out eventually. So, Daiwa's always innovating, so you can always know that they're going to, when they build something or make something, it's going to be, notch. They're going to want to make sure it's like up to spec. So, if something comes out soon, it'll be definitely up to your guys' expectations. It's going to be meant to kill big fish.
All right. I always enjoy going out to Daiwa and seeing all you guys. There's a lot of guys out there that watch this show and other shows, so it's always a fun place to go and see all the great stuff you guys have.
Yeah, and then you can drop by and get your services done, especially before the season. I tell people all the time, do it before the season starts, not during. Trust me, you will be well off that way. A lot of guys come in mid-season and it's like, we're slammed.
Yeah.
But bring it in before season and get ready for those tuna because those things test your gear for sure.
You guys moved. Where are you now?
We're in Foothill Ranch now. So past Lake Forest, past the Irvine area, we're out there. So come on by and visit us. Open Monday through Friday, guys. I believe we open now at 6, or at least our phone line's open at 6. I think we open at 7 there in the lobby.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, 7 to 4. So you guys can drop it off Monday through Friday, guys.
That's great.
Or mail them in, either way.
Yeah.
You mail them in, we'll get them done. But drop-offs are usually a little quicker. So.
All right, very good. Mackie says more lefty Daiwa reels. Another vote for that. Joe searcher for San Diego. Jonathan K. Hi, Phil. Can you confirm Chuck got my $50 raffle tickets? Jonathan.
We got a confirmation.
KO's. You got it?
We just squared it away.
Yes, we did. We just squared it away.
The assistant just squared that.
He's got a lovely assistant. Christy is here helping out. And to think that I scared her with a fake snake the other day. What a rotten human being I must be. That's terrible. Thank you. Albert Ponce. Albert, you have a great first name. I don't care what Paulina says. Good evening, fellas. Great to see you. Jay, great show as always, Phil. Do you know where the fleet is fishing bluefin? Are they almost out to the banks? Thank you, Jay. Last I heard, they were out there sometimes around the Butterfly. There's a bank called the Condom Bank. They've been out around there. They've been vacillating in between there, and they've even been out to Cortez Bank at times. That fish is kind of moving around. I didn't ask Max. I kind of try to stay out of that because, I don't want to get guys are upset with me because I'm telling them
Spot burning and everybody, Same with bass fishing guys, spot burning and everything,
Exactly.
Yep.
But it's been, let's put it this way, 70, 80 miles from Point Loma will get you in the zone, Jay. Thank you so much for the question. Thank you so much for the kind words. Really appreciate it. Jonathan K., can you offer any discount for the Proteus X jigging rod? I'm ready to pick one up now for my trip next weekend.
I can't offer any discounts. I wish I had that
power. What's wrong with you?
I mean, you could tell them, you want to tell them to give me a more better of a discount. I mean, I'd be all over that. But
I know.
But no,
unfortunately Jordan doesn't.
Yeah.
But if you come into Island Fishing Tqckle, you can pick up any one of those for $2 for the rest of the night tonight.
For the rest of the night tonight.
That's it. Then that is over. He's going to run down here right now. Just kidding. Don't come down here. Mike Krankovich, the cranker. Hi, kids, and hi, Scott. Front and center. Let's get ready to rumble. Kim Herbert planning a 7-day trip on the horizon to Mothership at Cedros in October. Would you plan more inshore tackle than offshore? You're going to be catching yellowtail, calico bass, right?
Yep. So I would say inshore toward that at that point. Yeah.
Fish on pongas.
It's all ponga fishing. Yep.
Yeah, you're going to be fishing those yellows pretty much full speed. Now, I don't know if Bill Wilkerson on the way down on the horizon stops and, if he sees a spot of bluefin or something on the way down.
I would definitely, at least take it just in case. You never know what you're going to run into on the way down. Take it on the way down. But when you're there, probably mostly inshore.
Yes, I would agree. Mm-hmm. Robert Graber, turning in white sea bass heads is voluntary. Okay, so they don't put you in jail if you don't turn them in.
That's a good sign.
Most landings collect and hold the heads for hubs to do research on the white sea bass grow out program. Robert, this is invaluable information. They are also doing a test collection of fins for DNA research. Really, really good.
That's cool.
Albert Ponce's in for 10 tickets. Good luck. Christy Garrison. Wait a minute. Christy's right here in front of me. Jonathan Moulin, how did you send okay, I think we're good on that, right? Jeff Lingle, up to the minute info right here. We just stopped on a big school of bluefin tuna, moved out fast, no biters, but not dark yet. It's sounding good tonight.
Yeah, you're just moving in on them. You'll get in them. Wait till they slow down a little once that darkness settles.
Jeff Lingle never has any trouble on his wheel watches falling asleep. You know why? Tackle Shop Confessions.
Exactly.
Jeff, thanks, man. Really appreciate it. Keep us up to date on that. That is awesome information. Callie, Coast Catch, what would you do if Sam turned into Godzilla? What would you do?
I don't know. know now. That's a that's a loaded question right
Yes,
there.
I don't know.
I was expecting fishing questions, Phil. I'm not gonna lie to you, but
Calico's catch. We'll have to ponder that one
no,
for
I'm
a
half
while.
Japanese, so I guess that half Japanese side of me probably be not pretty scared about that.
There
one,
you
man.
go.
So let's
All right, and tungsten jig will be added. How many likes are we up to? 116, man. We don't need that many more. We hit 150. That tungsten jig goes in there right away. 160 people watching right now. Jeff ZHB says Balboa Anglers Club collects white sea bass heads. There you go. All right, Jonathan K. Which stores carry the Proteus X?
EX.
EX.
Well, we're in one of them. I know that they have some of the models here. I believe that Fisherman's Access got a few. Most of the guys at PCS got some. If there was a shop at PCS, they probably got some because that was where we first unveiled them. They literally just came in the door 2-3 days before. I told our guys, let's get them out the door. That was where they first came out. So that Proteus EX, how light it is and how sensitive it is, I think you guys are really going to enjoy those. I mean, the old Proteuses were nice, but these are definitely a big step up in the market for us. So.
All right, if you're joining us right now, that is Jordan Harita from Daiwa.
Yes, sir.
With a wealth of information for all of you. Have any questions about Daiwa or anything else, you can ask him. And also, if you'd like to get in tonight's raffle, 3 custom rail rods, $2,000 in value. Chuck is looking like he's all caught up and bored out of his mind right now. No, he's actually not. But if you want to get in, definitely want to jump in right now while there is still time. At some point in time, if we run out of questions, we're going to have Keith and Christy come up here and dance for a half hour so Chuck can catch up. That should be interesting, wouldn't you say? Whoa. All right. It's better than me dancing, let me tell you. That's a really ugly sight. What's that?
26 more. Come on, guys.
26 more likes.
26 more button presses.
And a
That's
tungsten jig will be at. Who came up with the idea of 150 likes? Chuck Zimmer. And since I get $1 for every time I say Z Custom Rods, do you mind if I say it?
Oh, how many times can I say it?
Go, yeah, let's go.
Dude,
Z Custom Rods.
Z Custom Rods.
Custom Rods. Z Custom Rods.
$1 every time.
Yes.
You got it.
Yeah, keep
We're
saying
getting dinner tonight.
Yes. Yeah, chicken wings on Chuck tonight.
There you go.
Woo! All right, Diego Chavez says, aside from the tungsten jig and Eddie Bomb, another hot jig to use at night for bluefin tuna. Diego, good question. What do you think?
I'm a
Jordan?
classic dude. I like the SK jigs. I've always liked the SK jigs, even before I worked there. SK's good. Rip rollers are good. I've used the tungsten jigs. Who else makes one? I believe there's one that's actually kind of low. It's called the Local Helmet Jig. It's basically based off of almost like an Eddie Bomb. It's like a little longer Eddie Bomb, but it has that blue pink. All the West Coast jigger stuff is really nice. The HD jigs. If it's out there, I probably got it. That's the thing. I fish a lot of different jigs, guys, but they all have their own, special quirks to them. So most of it's just confidence. Like I said before, confidence is key for most everything. So especially jigs.
Explain to me how does it work exactly? Tell me how does that work?
It's just a feel. It's a vibe. So when I drop down a jig and I've caught fish on before, I feel like that'll catch more fish than anything in my box because I've caught it.
And so how does that actually make you catch more fish?
It makes you focus on the jigs you like instead of just jumping around. So the thing is, when I first started, especially going to every store, I'm going to every single store. Every store goes, you need 2 of these, 2 of these, 2 of these, 2 of these. Next thing you know, I go out on one trip, it's an overnight, and I got 32 jigs. Did I use 32 jigs? No, I ended up using 2. And the 2 that I liked, I really focused on. I put the other ones away, and I focused on learning how to fish those. Learn how to fish the jigs you have or the jigs you're confident in, get mastered on them, and then if you want to go out and catch fish on other jigs, you can, but at least you have a fallback to go. It's kind of like for me for bass fishing. I'll go out and try something different, but at the end of the day, the old Senko or something, the old little robo worm or something is going to get you bit. So if you have to fall back on something you're confident in. So everybody has their confidence jigs. You'll see everybody on the boats have them. The guys who have the new jigs on the boat and go, I'm trying something different, they will get bit, but most of the time it's the guys who go, I've caught 100 fish on this jig, caught 20 fish on this jig, whatever. It's all beat up, has no paint. And that's the one that's got the right action, right fall, something about it.
All right, good stuff. 170 people watching.
There we go.
The top says this is his favorite show of the week. Thank you so very much. Jordan, what would you pair with a Megalodon 609 55 2-speed or 55 JP? Thank you.
I prefer the 55 JP. It's a little narrower. It does hold a little less line, but that's why I use that little less, I use the little smaller Spectra overall. But if you want to jump into the 55 2-speed, you can put a little bit more line on it, and it's still pretty narrow. It just depends on preference. I kind of like the single speeds. I don't think I need the 2-speed with that heavy of a line, to be honest. But I have both. So it's kind of hard. I use the 55 2-speed for my 80-pound setup, and then I use the 50-pound setup for my 55 JP. Just depends on what you want to do. Good all around, I'm saying 55 2-speed, because you can do everything on it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right on, TR. This is a really tough question. Thinking of going out of San Diego on a 2.5-day trip, susceptible to motion sickness even with the patch. Stay or go. Man, I'd like to tell you to go and have a great time, but there's nothing worse than being seasick.
I took my buddy out on the last Tomahawk trip, and he's pretty badly seasick. And the first day he was good, but the second day we got those 5 to 6 foot swells.
Yeah.
And he was down for the count, and I felt real bad.
It's a hard one,
Yeah, you
man.
can't beat it. And then when you're stuck out there, you're stuck out there. So the only thing you can do at that point, he had ginger ale, he had the patch, he had the pills. That's about it. So
I've heard guys who were so sick that they were praying for the boat to sink.
Yeah.
So they could be put out of their misery.
there's nothing you can do with that. Yeah, there's nothing you can do when you're out there, guys. So it's tough.
It's miserable.
It's miserable. But if the bluefin are biting and you want that big bluefin, you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, maybe TR, you hang on and wait for a really nice weather forecast.
Yeah.
I don't even know I don't know how susceptible
Once
to
you get out to the
seasickness.
Tanner or the Cortez, man, sometimes it does.
The wind
life
comes
throws you a
up.
curveball there.
Yeah. Man,
That's a coin flip.
I'm going to leave that up to you, my friend.
That's a coin
Hopefully you do the right thing. Robert Spears wants to know how bonita are to eat. They're great.
They're fantastic. I've had
But
them
you got to take care of them.
You have to bleed them. You have to ice them. Or if you have them fresh, we've had them on the boats before, super fresh, right when they kill them. They're fantastic ceviche. I don't know why they get a bad rap. They're also really fantastic smoked. They just get a bad rap. And I think that, especially when you throw them in a gunny sack and leave them in the sun all day,
Yes.
every fish turns out pretty bad like that.
Oh,
They
yeah.
just turn mushy. So go ahead, bleed it out, or have them bleed it out if you can, or try to bleed it out and then put it on ice, or try to at least put it in some water. Just make sure it keeps cold. That's the thing. Keep the meat firm.
100%.
Yep.
Dzung Duong, who's a fantastic person, he says, hi, Phil and Jordan. Jordan, with your 50-pound braid for bluefin tuna night jigging, what rod, reel capacity, and drag setting do you have?
So I have it on the 55 JP, the Saltiga 55 JP. I think I got almost 500 yards on there. I was in the 480s or 490s when I went to go fill it up. So, and then I got it on one of these Proteus EX 864 extra heavy. So this model right here. And then what I have it on drag setting is what they set on the boat usually. Each boat's different, but last time I had it set, it was around 15%, I believe, of the drag pressure. So it really depends. It depends on also what leader I'm throwing too. Sometimes I'll bump down to that 100-pound leader.
Yeah.
And then last trip I was on, they were eating the 140, 160-pound leader. So
Nice.
if I could bump it up, I'll bump up my drag a little bit. Not enough where they could pull me over. I'm not that big of a guy, but usually around 15 to 20% is what they offer for me. So that's usually what I pull at.
Excellent.
20% of whatever your leader is.
Excellent.
Metered line?
I do use metered line, yep. But on a lot of our line, I mark it myself. So even though those meters are every 33 feet or whatever is what they're usually metered at for color, it's kind of hard to count that at night, especially when you're really tired. You just woke up, you're all groggy. I usually have them put the metered line on, but I'll have some marks or white line, and I'll have them mark it. So every 50 to 100 feet. I like 50 feet because if you break off 100 feet, you have to go to the next 100 feet, and then you have to cut your line. It's kind of annoying. So I like that every 50 feet. I can count better.
In order of importance, when you're dropping on bluefin tuna, tell me what are the most important 3 things you need to do in order of importance?
Get to the rail first. I think getting to the rail first is really, really, really important.
Yes.
First down, usually those fish are stupid enough, they'll eat. Those are the ones that are going to get killed first.
Yep.
Those are the ones you want to bring in. Second, I always like to put a little tiny bit of tension on my reel. Everybody just free spools completely, and then they see their line jump and they go, oh, I'm bit. It's not always the case. If it's too free spooled and the current catches it, it's fluttering it, which is causing you to think you're bit. You kind of want to put a little bit of tension on it.
And you
so
can
it goes
feel
straight
it's a
up and down.
bite. Yeah.
And sometimes when it stops, it stops. You know it stops.
Yes.
Some people go, it's a little skip, and it's like, okay, it could have been a bite. It could have hit something on the way down, could have hit a fish, but you're not getting the true feel.
Yes.
And then the third thing is I see a lot of guys set the hook. You really don't just click it into gear and reel as fast as you can.
Okay.
I've seen guys set the hook, and they set 2 or 3 times, and I'm going, the thing is, it's a jig, and it's going all up in their face and everything.
Yeah.
And it's all that weight. That weight's going to displace that hook. So I've seen guys set 2, 3 times, and then they go, oh, it came off. yeah, you probably dislodged or was not really set hard. If they're going to run hard enough, they're probably going to sink that hook in a little deeper.
Yes.
That's the way I think about things. So
All right, perfect.
you can't pull harder than they pull back on you. So I'm
That's
thinking if
true.
you pull some tension on there, they'll hook themselves.
And
pretty good.
staying vertical is super important,
Staying
right?
vertical is hugely important. That's a good one. Staying vertical is hugely important. I've seen guys get scoped out and you still get bit, but for the feel purposes, staying vertical for me is the ultimate. But you can go ahead, you can still get bit, scoping out. It's just, I like the feel of it. You know, I know when I'm bit, so.
All right, very good. 170 people watching. Raul Almaraz says, Phil Jordan, good evening. Good evening, Raul. Good to see you, my friend. Jordan, I just bought a 310 93J and paired it with a Saltiga 35HA.
Oh,
What's your opinion of this setup?
Should be an awesome setup. 35HA is one of my favorite reels of all time. I mean, I use that thing for all my irons. I got that thing on my 90J, either that or a 40 on my 90J when it comes down to it. So I love that reel. Super, super, super great reel. Yeah, I can't really say much about it. That reel is the only reel I think in my setup that I use mono top shot on though. I do like mono on my jig reels, so that one throws mono really, really well. I don't know what it is about that 35. For braid, it throws great, but for mono, I could just sling a jig. I don't know what it is about that specific one I have, but it's incredible. So it was a workhorse for me.
All right, beautiful.
Yeah.
I've skipped over Scott Buchert, who said, hit that like button. Scott is contributing. He doesn't want me to throw him off the Paulina trip. I was thinking about doing that because he had some adolescent behavior recently that I had to reprimand him about. But how many more?
15?
15 more likes. And we had the
15
tungsten.
nothing. Come on.
Yeah, we got this, I think.
I think we got it.
All right, Noe says, good evening, Phil Jordan. I'm shopping for a custom colored accurate reel. Just don't know where to order one. Would you happen to know that?
That I do not know, unfortunately. I'm pretty sure, can you order them? I would say here, right? Yeah, I would say we're probably sitting in the right shop for it.
Give Sam De La Torre a call or
Yep.
come down to Island Fishing Tqckle. Scott Buchert says, keep Chuck busy. He seems like he's bored. And he's not even listening to me.
What?
Scott Buchert says, you look like you're bored. How he can see you, I don't. Oh, he's looking right at you.
Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense now.
Always watching.
What's wrong with me?
He's always watching.
Big Block 760. Are the stock SK assist hooks good enough for the 100+ pound bluefin tuna? Great
Yes.
question.
Yes, they are. I know a lot of people who've replaced them. I use all stock hooks on them, and then we make the assist hooks that come on the SK jigs. We make them separate. I put them on all my jigs. It doesn't matter. Super sharp, so you're good.
How about 180 people watching now? Fantastic. Hit that like button. Really appreciate it, everybody. Thank you so much. Antonio Campos says, good evening, everyone. Antonio, it's great to see you here. Really appreciate it.
Skipped out on a question.
Oh,
Does Daiwa have
excuse me. Repeat the question, sir.
We just have the TG 180 as of now, unfortunately. It wasn't even really designed. I told people it wasn't designed as a bluefin jig in the beginning. It was more of a rockfish thing in Japan. It just became really popular here. Some guys just thought of tungsten, so nothing as of yet. If we get the the love from it and see if people really demand for it, we might be able to do it one day. But as of now, no, unfortunately not. But 180's the biggest we'll make at the moment.
All right, good stuff. How about over 180 people watching now? Thank you so much, everybody. Chewy wants to know the tuna are biting location is southwest of San Diego. Thank you so very much. Pumpkin Jones says, is Tino Valentine running any boats for tuna? Tino is second captain on board the Amigo out of 22nd Street Landing in San Pedro. I think he's on there 3 days a week, Pumpkin. So if you like fishing with that crazy Tino Valentine, and who doesn't, man, I'll tell you, you can find him on board the Amigo. And flowers for my wife, Ruth, from Israel de la Cruz. Doug Tilk brought my wife flowers. Now Israel de la Cruz. Do I tell her Israel bought these, or do I kind of just
I think you get better brownie points if
just
you do
say,
it.
here you go,
I
Ruth.
think you get better brownie
Got
points
you
than that
some-
one.
I got you some
9 more. We can do 9 more.
9 more likes, and it's a tungsten jig
you go.
that goes in there. Israel, that is so deeply appreciated. And of course, I will not steal your thunder. My little Esposita from Costa Rica, I will make sure she gets that. Mike Krinkovich, white sea bass stones or otoliths are also known as Lee press on nails. Kind of an old-timer reference as seen on TV. That's hilarious, isn't it?
Interesting, yeah.
No, it's not really. It's pretty dumb. No, Mike, that's great. I know what you're talking about. Let's see. Sparky SKR. Somebody's going to put a name in here. I'm going to read it. It's going to be some vulgar thing. I'm waiting for that. I'm tired enough. If it wasn't for Susan, I'd be down the tubes already.
I forgot mine in the car. I should have brought mine.
Yeah, I know, because you're going to be here for another 6 hours.
There you
Sparky says, what's up, guys? How's everyone doing? Hey, Sparky, thank you so much. Omar, liking from the jetty. M, greeting Sam. He might be fishing the jetty right now. Matthew Martin, hi, guys. Jonathan, what is your preference tackle? Jordan, I think he's talking about, to fish halibut from the shore. Thank you.
So from the shore, I do like, we have a Saltus surf rod. So it's made for the West Coast. It's a 9'6" medium is what I use. And then I pair it with a 3,000 or 4,000 size reel, 20 to 30 pound braid. And then I use usually like 15 to 20 pound fluoro leader. And then I'll use like Lucky Crafts. We make some SP minnows I use. My bait does, vary. And I also drop shot a lot for halibut too. That's something that a lot of people
That's really
do
effective.
as much anymore.
Yeah.
I see a lot of guys stuck on just the minnow baits, and I go, sometimes they want that slower presentation, those little flukes or something.
Yep.
Really does the trick.
Yep, I think it's a great way to
it's
fish
fantastic.
halibut.
Yeah.
Yep, for sure. Hey, hit that like button. We just need a few more, and a tungsten jig will be added to our raffle. You got a little bit of time left. If you want to win one of three, or all three, you conceivably could win all three of these beautiful rail rods, $2,000 in product going out tonight.
Yep.
And don't forget, tomorrow morning, bright and early, at least I'm planning on being on the beach about 5:30 with the morning briefing, where you'll get caught up on all the very latest from Mexico and SoCal. Jeff Lingle, who's out there right now on that bluefin, says, a Nomad slide kick in slack weather and fish down to 250 feet. Chewy, North SoCal, going out on the Legend on a 2-day, departing June the 24th. Plenty of room. Bluefin should hopefully be active. That sounds like a good time to be going.
That should be a really good time to go.
Yeah. And Ryan Gall says, let's go Legend. I hear nothing but great stuff about the Legend all the time.
I got to get on that boat too. I've heard a lot of good things about it.
Yeah, me too. Chewy says his wife gets seasick. She takes Boney, the patch, and the pressure point bracelets. All three work for her. So that gentleman that was worried about
so just
going.
you need a cocktail of those, everything, right?
I guess,
mix
right?
it all up and you can't go wrong, I'm guessing. I'm hoping.
Does she do all three of those at the same time? 5 more? 5 more likes, everybody. I think the tungsten jig is in there. Starting to push up toward 190 people watching. Are we going to get 200 people watching? 4 more.
Ooh.
Woohoo!
We're getting there.
Almost there, man. Man, what are you going to do, Chuck, if it gets to 200 likes?
Will be the one that puts it on the table.
All right, Charlie.
More to go?
3 more.
Man,
It's
you
gonna
guys
get
are
there.
awesome
Yeah,
tonight.
it's going to get there.
God only knows what Chuck will do if you hit 200 tonight. I kind of don't want to know. All right, back to it again. Here we go. Israel de la Cruz, Jordan.
Yes.
How is the drag on the Lexa 500? My nephew was using my Lexa 500 and got 3 white sea bass, and then the deckhand had said the drag was slipping.
Should be, it's usually 27 pounds. I believe that's the max we can put on that reel. It might be even more. I think it's either 27 or 29. Don't quote me on that one. But I've never had it slip ever before. And I've hooked bluefin on mine. So it just really depends. Are you putting backing? If you're using braid, a lot of places don't use backing. I've had, even with backing, like little bits of backing will slip too. So
Yes.
Or if people put tape on there and they don't tie it still a tight enough knot, it still will slip. So it could be just that it's barely slipping or not catching on, but I've never had it slip before. So, and I've got bluefin on my 400, so the 500 should be pretty easy for white sea bass.
All right, very good. What a great presentation you're putting on tonight,
There we
man.
go.
Are you okay?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you're a young guy.
Let's
You're
go.
25 years
Yes,
old.
sir. Let's go.
You can keep up with some old guy like me, right?
No, let's go. Let's go. Let's keep the questions going, guys.
Susan,
There we are. We hit the
150 likes. Thank you. The tungsten
winning.
jig
There you go.
has now been added. And Charlie will show it to you all. There you go.
There you go.
Tungsten jig is in there now. Really getting crazy here tonight, everybody. Susan Sosa is leaving. Susan, drive safely. Thank you, who purchased a bunch of Paulina, my co-host in Mexico, socks. So we deeply appreciate her doing that. Wow, what a show. We're getting closer to the raffle. It will be at the end of tonight's show. But, guys, we have a lot of questions to go. I hope my battery is going to hold up for the show. How long have we been doing this now? Oh, only 83 minutes.
We
That's
got plenty of
nothing,
time.
man.
6 more hours left.
Hey, that's easy. Mackie says, what size reel would you pair with the Proteus EX jigging rod?
55 JP, 55 2-speed, or 60. Just depends on how big of a reel you really like. I like the 55 JP, the 55 2-speed. Some guys like the 60 if they put the rod on the rail more. It balances out a little better on the rail. It's just personal preference at that point. Either you can kill a big tuna on any of the three. So.
All right, Chewy and Jeff both have some really sage advice when you're fishing for the bluefin at night. Chewy says, I toss forward off the bow when the captain says to drop. That way the jig gets vertical by the time I'm halfway down the
That's
side.
That's a great idea, yep.
Very good.
I usually do that as well. It just depends on the current and everything, but usually, yeah, I'll make a small pitch, or some guys full on cast it off the front. Harder to do with these little 6'4" rods, but if you have something bigger, you probably can do it easily. So.
Yeah, and Jeff Lingle says, I suggest cast from the bow with wind and then walk to the stern saying vertical.
Yep. Just make sure on the last trip, make sure if they tell you to cast off the left or the right, follow that information, because if not, even if you're casting off the front, you're under the boat.
Yes.
I saw guys get stuck under the boat with guys on the other side. You always got to make sure. If they say drop, ask what side. It doesn't hurt.
Hector X just got off work, and now it's time for Friedman Adventures. Hector, thank you so much. Always look forward to Mondays. I got my 5 tickets. Hector, I'm praying for you, man. I hope you hit it. Good luck to everyone, and thank you, Phil, Jordan, and Charles. You got it, my friend. Thank you so very much. Can the next raffle be a paid bluefin tuna trip? It could be. I can make that happen, actually. We have a 2-day trip on the, who are we with? In September, we have a trip on the Apollo out of C4 Sportfishing. Who knows? It's not a bad idea, huh, Jordan?
I think I'll throw it on that one. That's a good idea.
$5, man,
There
and
you
you end
go.
up with a
Bluefin tuna
trip.
There you go.
That's a great idea. I think we'll make that happen in the very near future. Mike Cranker Krinkovich. Thanks, Phil, for getting the joke. He's yucking it up. Good stuff. Albert Ponce, quick question. How do we get confirmation on the tickets?
What was his name again?
Albert Ponce.
Oh, yeah, Albert, I got him in.
You're in. You just got it. There you go.
I can't forget.
Yeah, I know, right? Albert. Because Paulina was making fun of my middle name, which is Albert. Does Jordan's voice sound like Ralph Macchio?
My mom says that.
Does she?
Yeah.
So that's the guy, the Karate Kid?
Every time Karate Kid comes up.
So that's
thank you.
they have a remake of that.
They do.
Yes, it's coming out.
Well, I
this month.
didn't get cast for it.
No.
So there
Well,
you
what
go.
happened?
I don't know.
Okay.
I can't do karate.
Listen to you.
I'm not good at
I'm
that.
going to pay attention to your voice
Yeah.
now. So
Scratch
he's
your
in
voice.
this movie too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah, it's not the just Jackie Chan one, thankfully. So.
Yeah. Mike Krinkovich, I'll be smoking that bluefin tuna tomorrow with Buzz Prowler recipe. I'll try to bring some next time. And of course, he's referencing a dear friend of mine, Buzz Brizendine, who ran the Prowler for many, many years. Great guy. How we doing over there, Chuck? You all caught up? Boy, Chuck,
we're still going.
You are lame tonight. All right, we love Chuck. Keep that coming in, everybody. There's where you buy your raffle tickets. 3 beautiful rods going out tonight. Chuck's beautiful assistants are helping out. Christy, Keith, and the dog. Scott Buchert says, does the dog have fleas? I don't know. We'll have to find out about that.
He's asking to get knocked out of that, huh?
Yeah, he is. He's off
Yeah.
the Paulina trip again.
Yeah.
Chewy says, yes, all 3 at the same time for the seasickness.
Ah, so it is a
Whoa.
cocktail of stuff. Okay.
Okay.
Hey, if it works for you, it works for you.
Yeah. Aldo Rivera. Aldo, good to see you. Thank you for wishing me a happy birthday back on April 23rd. Aldo, my pleasure, my friend, and I hope you had a really, really special day. 23 is a big number for me. Anybody who watches my show on a regular basis knows that 23 is a very important number to me. Cali Coast Catch. What would you do if you turned into King Kong and Sam turned into Godzilla? What the hell is with Cali Coast?
I don't know what that one's
These
on,
are
but
good
hey,
questions, man.
that is a thought-provoking question.
Yes,
sir.
I'm going to think about it. Yes.
That's a thought-provoking one.
Jamie Ramos. It's 28 pounds of drag for the Lexa. Love that reel, he says.
Yeah, I'm gonna say my Lexa. Well, I don't have the 500 yet, but the Lexa 400s are fantastic, and I got to use the Lexa 500 a decent amount. One of the ones we had at the shop, and I'll tell you, it's a really, really nice reel. So I'll be picking one up soon enough. But the 400s are my workhorses, so can't complain about them one bit.
Steve Bermudez is joining us. Steve, good to see you as always. His lovely wife, Susie. Are you there with Steve? If you are, you have my sympathy. What are the models of spinning reels with the magnetic oil?
The mag seal. So that would be the Saltus MQ, or well, it depends if we're talking about saltwater or freshwater.
Yeah.
The Saltus MQ and higher for the saltwater model. So Saltus MQ, Certate, SW, and then the Saltiga models will have that mag seal. And then going into the freshwater reels, I believe it goes from the Sol MQ, the Ballistic MQ, and then it goes up to the Certate and the Exist.
All right, very good. What was the one I used for surf fishing all the time that was really popular? I think it's out of production now, though.
What color is it?
I can't remember. And this was a few years ago, too.
Got it.
So, once again, I've contributed immensely to the technical knowledge.
Yeah,
here
that
on the
mag seal
show.
helps a ton, though, especially
It
in
does.
saltwater, dirty water in general. It keeps the gunk out.
And
everything.
surf fishing, you're always going to get sand and gunk. And
Doesn't mean it's 100%. You can dunk it, but.
no, it wasn't the TS3. It was the Fuego.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We still make the Fuego. We just
Yeah.
make it in the newer models. You probably have the older model.
Yeah, I do.
Fuego's a workhorse. That's our
Yeah.
workhorse reel. I see guys use it for everything. So,
Great reel, affordably priced,
Yep.
and with the mag seal, fantastic.
yeah, it's got our highest end technology, one of our highest end technologies, in a budget 99 to 119 reel. So that's pretty fantastic.
Yes.
Right
AJ says, I have 2 open spots heading for Bay of LA for the Dos Mares tournament, June 13th to the 14th. Good prize money. First place is $10,000.
there. Wow.
Also, third is $3K. So that sounds pretty good. I don't think it's 10,000 pesos. I think it's
I would take
10,000
third place then at that
dollars.
point.
Yeah,
Jeez.
for $3,000.
Yeah, I'll take that any day.
Heck yeah. Tony Gonzalez says, what rod model for SPJ rockfish 300 to 400 feet deep?
It also depends on the jig. I personally use the Saltiga slow pitch rods, but we also have the Outrage slow pitch rods. We make a Harrier. We make it in any price point you really need. For rock fishing, if you want something more budget, the Harrier slow pitch rods are fantastic. It just depends on what gram you want to throw. If you're on a private boat, you can get down with smaller jigs. I was just on a private boat, fished 250 gram SKs to 970 feet. So you can do it. If you're on a party boat, you want to stay more vertical, you're going to get it on that 300 gram, then I would stick to a rod, max 400, max 300, something like that.
Okay, Mike Krinkovich says, I think you'll understand this. He says, wax on wax off guy.
Yeah.
Do you get that?
Wax on, wax off. That's the.
Oh, there you go.
There you go.
Yes.
That's
Thank you,
Ralph
Mike.
Macchio.
It went right over my head. Jesus Bermudez. Jesus, thanks for being back again. You're contributing a lot to tonight's show, and we really appreciate it. Does your guys think UV light makes a difference on night jigs?
Personally, I do have a UV light. Do I use it all the time? No. I don't think it makes a huge difference. I think especially the guys who are holding their rods up to the lights there are kind of wasting it time a little bit. Past year, I noticed that, especially on the San Diego boats, they're all telling us glow jigs, the really bright glow jigs weren't doing it.
Yeah.
It was always the jigs with the less, either no glow or just glow dots or glow bands, but the full glow jigs weren't doing it as well. So personally, I don't think it's a huge deal. I'll light it up a little bit if I have it in my pocket, just a little UV light from Amazon. Just quickly hit it. You don't need to sit there and, make sure it glows perfectly, but just enough. It gives you confidence. And, if they can see it better and you think you can see it better, by all means, go for it.
All right, good. Yeah. Jeff Lingle, who's rolling up on Bluefin as we speak, he's on the grounds, says, time to get serious. Thank you, Jordan. Good evening, all. We'll update you later. So he's getting on these fish.
Getting on these fish.
Sun is setting.
It's time.
Jeff,
he's going to get on them.
Get on them, man. Can't wait to hear from you. Red Pill, good afternoon. Gentlemen, what can you tell me about the updated Saltiga spinning reels? I'm planning on adding a proper setup in the near future, popper setup, perhaps.
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah, so they're going to be totally new versus the old Saltigas. They're going to have a totally new drag system, or DRD drag system. So they're going to have an all-metal drag system, get way more drag capacity, and then you also got a bigger gear in there, so that bigger main gear is going to translate to way more power. Even side by side with the old one, it's just incredible power. So this thing's going to be a pinnacle in spinning reel technology you've never seen before. I guarantee it. There's nothing like it.
Man, that's awesome.
Nothing like it.
What an endorsement.
They'll take it down. They'll fish the really, really big fish. It's not afraid of a 100-pound tuna out here. We're talking big. We're talking East Coast guys are going to start using it for those big blues. You'll see it start killing some 3s, 4s easily.
And hats off to the guys that catch big tuna on spinning reels, because they don't get to use the rail.
No rail at all. It's
right.
all that's all power. It's all it's crazy. It's impressive.
Really is. All right, Ryder Guerrero. Hey, Ryder, he says, hey, Phil, do you have any idea when the Barracuda might show up in the Channel Islands? Ryder, we've seen some spurts of it. It seems like it's pretty close to happening. I'm thinking, once we get away from the wind and get a little solar warming, I think it's just about ready to happen up there. It wouldn't surprise me
Yeah, it wouldn't
the
surprise
next
me.
couple of weeks, right?
2-3 weeks max.
Yeah.
It's going to go off.
All right, very good. Ken Tranholm. Hey, Ken. Hello, Friedman Adventures family. Great show as always. And Mom says hello. I say hi to your mom and to you also, Ken. Thank you so much for joining us. 180 plus people watching right now. Jonathan K., can someone in the shop tell me how much it would cost to spool about 500 yards of metered line at the shop? Either the Iser line or Power Pro Depth Hunter. Thank you. Yeah, we don't have the answer because Sam is in a meeting right now. Unless you know.
I do not.
Ballpark?
Not on that one. Sorry.
Yeah, we don't want to quote you, Jonathan, and be off on that because Sam might be back before the end of the show. Yep. We'll see. Diego Chavez says, what are your thoughts on the Pissin Fun Alijos reels?
No, never used them, so I can't give my opinion on that one. Sorry about that.
All
I
right.
kind of fished the Alexa.
There you go. John Cummings. Hey, Phil, anything you can do about the constant YouTube ads on the morning briefing? Yes, I could starve to death and do it for free. I could do that, John. This is the only way we get any income doing this and putting in all the hours that we do. So I think you can actually pay an extra fee, and there's a YouTube thing that will eliminate all
YouTube
commercials,
Premium
John.
Eliminates it for so much a month, I think.
YouTube Premium will eliminate all those ads, and you won't have to watch those. But yeah, it's the only way we're able to generate any money at all with that. So I apologize to you for that, but hey, we're just trying to keep our heads above water here. Raul, Jordan, I have an older Lexa 400 Power. What's your opinion on this reel and line recommendations?
Depends on what you're doing again. If you're going just basic island stuff, I like that 30-pound to 40-pound braid. I think that'll get most everything done in your local waters. When it comes down to like slow pitching, which I use the Lexa a lot for slow pitching, I go to 10 to 20-pound braid. Just so I can get down super quick with those, smaller jigs. So it really depends on what you're doing. Most of my Lexas will have that 30 to 40-pound braid for just about anything you want to do it. I take them from twilight fishing out here to going out to the islands. So
perfect. Chewy wants to know, Phil, do you accept sponsors anytime during your show? Not only do I accept them, I'll come out and give you a hug and a kiss. Yeah, we do, Chewy. You're a garage doorman. Chris Rank from Colder Ice. You're John Lopez.
Everybody who wins
He
tonight
didn't
gets in Colder Ice
tonight.
tonight.
Oh, everybody gets a
That's
Colder
cool.
Ice. All the winners get a Colder Ice. Yeah, Chewy, reach out to me anytime. 657-227-6459. You can send me a text. We got our garage doorman. We got all kinds of people who advertise with us. So, yes, there you go. Omar, the UV glow definitely helps sometimes.
yeah, I wouldn't doubt it, honestly. Personally, it's done. I think it's attributed to a little bit. So
Yeah.
you might as well do it. If you have a little UV light, it's like $8 on Amazon.
All right, Tony Gonzalez. Don't forget the raffle is coming up. Don't go anywhere, everybody. Tony Gonzalez says, is Daiwa bringing the Seaborg G400J to the U.S. market?
The G400 that I know of at the moment, no. I think the only one that we have that's close, or at least for like the jigging kind of thing or the smaller rockfish, is going to be our 300 that we have. We made that specifically for that slow pitch market. So, but it's going to have that the G motor in it, so it's going to have a much bigger, stronger motor for the guys on the East Coast who want to catch some bigger grouper and bigger things on that slow pitch. But out here, I use it for the rockfish, and it makes life a lot easier when you're down 700 plus feet.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, makes life easy.
Jonathan K., is it free to get my Daiwa Coastal 150 SV serviced or repaired? The reel is hardly used, but unfortunately the drag has failed and will not engage at lower settings. This is a common problem with, and then there's nothing more after that.
Got it. Yeah, you could take it in. If it's under warranty and it's determined under warranty, they'll go ahead and fix it. Quick question, because I used to work customer service to address it. Make sure that you actually have backing on those reels. I've had, since I've been there for 2 years, for customer service, I probably had about 30 or 40 reels come in. Drag doesn't work, and then we strip all the line off and there's no backing. They tie the braid directly to the spool. Those spools are all aluminum. When you put that braid on there, it's super slick, it's not gonna stick. So sometimes make sure you have at least mono or some type of backing. I always like to tell people that. If not, bring it in, we should be able to take care of it.
It's super slick, it's not gonna stick. I heard that. Yeah. I like that.
Exactly.
You hear how that rhymes?
That rhymes now. We're gonna use it now.
Super slick. What is it? It's not
Secrets
going
are
to stick?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah. Those spools are all machines.
Ed, wake
so-
up! Quit sleeping out there.
You have to be present to win, right?
Oh, everybody better show
No.
up quick.
Yeah, you got to be present to win
Yeah.
the raffle. Come on down.
Yeah.
Party. No, you don't. I'm just kidding. Don't. Please don't. Thunus O landed a 60-pound bluefin on the Lexa 400. Thank you for the question. 65-pound Spectra and 50-pound fluoro top shot. Tank of a reel.
It does everything, guys. The Lexa is the California reel for me. I mean, I don't know how many I have now. I think I have 6 or 7 of them. I use them for everything. So
Thank you so much. Great question. Appreciate you sharing that with us. Frankie Sanchez. Frankie, thank you so much. What are your thoughts on the Daiwa Proteus tuna rod? I'm thinking about getting one.
I like them. It's pretty much what I use. I kind of went from all that CalStar and every other, all those other rods, and I like these. They're a little bit faster, but overall they're super light, super sensitive. Can't really say enough about them. That Proteus EX or the Proteus boat rods are absolutely fantastic. The Proteus EX is kind of like the step above. It's got some better guides, a little lighter. That's the rod I use now. It's pretty much most of my quiver.
All right, perfect. Let me check with Chuck and see how we're doing. Are you caught up?
No.
Close. Okay, because we're down, getting down. Do you want me to give people a 15-minute heads up?
8 o'clock.
8 o'clock. What time is it?
7:49. We got 10
Whoa,
minutes. We're
8
close.
o'clock, and we're doing the raffle. Hey, let's show that right now because coming up here shortly is the Redondo Beach Rod and Gun Club Surf Fishing Tournament. There's a QR code right there. Is that QR code to sign up?
Yep.
Okay, so that QR code that the dog is so beautifully showing you right now, and the dog gets his nickname from Scott Buchert. The dog, or forget the dog. It's May 24th. It runs for a week. There's a great banquet at the end of it. I'll be at the banquet. Don't let that deter you from joining and showing up. I have won the reel in the raffle 2 years in a row.
Oh, there you go.
And I'm not one of these big spenders like Chuck Zimmer who comes into a club and throws out $200. I throw my $20 in there. It's great. The food is great. The camaraderie is great. There's prizes and so much more. Redondo Beach Rod and Gun Club. Great surf fishing tournament. I know you're going to enjoy it. Live free, die free. Long butt on the spinning rod can be used as a rail rod. I have a 10,500 spin fisher on a 50 to 100 pound rod with a long butt. It works good.
Really? I've never seen anybody use it like that. I got to check that out.
Dude,
Never seen anybody use it as a railroad like that. Usually most people I see switch out a lot with buddies or something. They'll keep passing it around. And so it depends on the size of the fish.
dude, that's
That
really
sounds cool.
excellent. That is excelente, man. All right, let's see, where are we? Omar, YouTube Premium will save you years of time if you watch a lot of YouTube. Free option would be ad block extension. Thank you so much, Omar. Jesus Bermudez, do you guys recommend the Max Quattro 100-pound test?
I'm going to recommend the J braid or the X braid. I'm with Daiwa, but check out X braid. It's our newest braid. Super thin line. I would go for something around that 80-pound if you're going to go for it, and I think you'd be really, really pleased.
Do we have anything coming up that you can talk about at Daiwa? Any secrets? Or maybe you can't talk about it, but is there going to be any new revelations in the
Not
near
yet,
future?
but take a good look at ICAST, guys. I think you guys are going to be more than impressed. Daiwa always kicks out the coolest things all around that ICAST time, so you're really going to see some awesome stuff coming.
Are you going to be there?
Yes, I will.
Okay.
Yep, I'll be at the ICAST show.
Perhaps we could set up a live show where you and I communicate with each other at the end of the ICAST. So
Yeah,
you're not
from ICAST from here. Yeah, that'd
right?
be pretty cool.
We can do that.
I'd be down for that. Let's do it.
All right, there we go. Love it. Jordan is such a great source here, and thank you, Jordan, for making all this time tonight.
All right, no
Really
worries.
appreciate it. All right,
Your,
question.
reels.
Yep.
The red framed ones are what model?
The Seaborg, that's going to be the MJ model. So
All right, so we'll repeat the question so the people can't hear him.
Oh, so it's your Seaborg model
Mm-hmm.
compared to I guess your standard model.
Tanacoms, the cheaper models. Yeah.
What's I know there's a difference in size,
Yep.
drag ratings, line.
Going to be a higher drag rating.
Could you repeat that question so
Yeah, so
everybody
the
can hear
question
you?
was, what's the difference between them our higher end reels like our Seaborg, so the red Seaborg, or we also make the new black Seaborg, with the Tanacom models, the lower end models, or the introductory models. Main difference that you're going to have is the actual red ones, or the Seaborg 500s, are actually going to have pretty much like a 2-speed, like a low gear and a high gear button. They're also going to have pretty much the same capacity. They're going to have a much better motor on it, so the motor's going to be pretty much twice as strong overall. So if you know you're going to be fighting big fish, like they make them for swordfish now, the big ones, that's going to be the reel for you. And then the Tanacoms are really going to be more for like at least rock fishing out here, you know, lighter stuff like that, or really, really good kite reels as well. So the 500s, everybody's been using for 500 or 750 for kite reels. I always say for rock fishing and local stuff, try the Tanacom. I think the Tanacom is perfectly good. That's what I use for most dropping 700, 800 feet. If you want to bump up to the Seaborg, you can. We make a 300, perfect for slow pitch jigging really deep, so you don't have to sit there and crank up that jig the whole back the whole way. Or we make them up to 500 for the bait guys for rockfish, or the bigger ones are starting to get in that swordfish territory. So makes sword fishing a lot easier.
Your price point against the two is, say, on a
He's asking about the price point between the two.
I think the Tanacoms are in the 500 or the 600 range, and they kind of go up from there depending on size. And we're looking into the almost $1,000 range when we're getting Seaborg or more. It just depends on the sizing on everything. So,
Oh,
yeah, small. Yeah, overall way nicer, way better, just way more geared up for it. So if you're gonna go for the biggest of the baddest swordfish, you're gonna want to bump up to that Seaborg. I think we make them in the 1800 size, 1200 size, hold a ton of capacity line. Go on that. So.
6 minutes until we draw.
Oh yeah.
I am so excited about this. I don't know about you, Jordan, but
Let's do it.
yes, this is so exciting.
It's exciting.
And if it's not, just fake it, okay?
Hey, we're gonna get some nice rods. Somebody's gonna get some really nice rods.
Man, I'm telling you.
They're lucky.
Yes. Jonathan K. has a question. He says, how do I know if my Daiwa reel is still under warranty? I can't find the box.
Usually you have a 1-year warranty against manufacturing defects on those reels. You can take it in, and then we can also inspect it. So if you don't have your receipt or don't remember when you got it, we basically inspect it. It covers manufacturing defects only. So we would open it up, take a look at it, and then we'll let you know and determine if it's under warranty. If it's something really small, we can usually take care of it. So it just depends on the condition of the reel and everything. It's all up to the interpretation of some of our professional guys who are, opening reels. So we'll let you know within a day or two once you drop it off, and we'll give you an update.
All right, Chewy says, Jordan, tell us your favorite fishing story to help kill time. I don't think we need killing time, but I would love to hear one of your favorite ones. How about that?
I've heard a million from everybody. It's nice to grow up in California because you know everybody. Oh, that's hard. Oh, I can't think off the top of my head. No, I can't think of one, honestly, off the top of my head. I guess if we're talking stories in general, when I was a kid, I think I read Old Man in the Sea, 30-something times in middle school?
Wow.
Yeah, 30 or 40.
Wow, that explains your
passion or
addiction
sickness,
or passion.
whatever you want to call it, sickness,
Yeah.
passion, addiction.
Yeah.
If you're a fisherman and you haven't read that book, God, dude, you got to get that book and read it on every trip you go on, because it gets you stoked and it gets your blood pumping and ready. Because you realize it's just man versus beast,
And I'm not sure if that's what Chewy's asking, or if he's asking like.
I think personal fishing stories is what he's talking about, probably. But I have enough of them. I'm trying to think of any. I'm like.
Well, we'll give you a second. How's that? We'll go into a couple more, and
good
then.
idea.
I mean, because when somebody asks me that too, man, it's just like.
That's a long one. That's a good.
It's a hard one.
Yeah, because I've had so many good trips with my dad. I mean, my dad got me into fishing.
Yeah.
So I've had a million good trips. Oh, dude, I can't even think of how many awesome trips we've had.
But you know what? You're kind of going the same route I would go.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to your dad. I would go to my two boys.
The most recent one I could think of is me and my dad went to Silverwood a few years ago. And, I'm a big trout fisherman. I used to love trout fishing. And they stocked a bunch of trout. We were wading elbow to elbow and right next to each other. And we each had over 100 fish in a few hours. I mean, it was incredible fishing. And we're just catching, releasing, barbless hooks with spoons and everything. I mean, elbow to elbow. We tell people still, and they go, there's no way you got 100. And I go, I have a clicker to show. I got 101. He got 103. And he beat me by 2, so that's the funniest thing, That he holds that over my head a little bit, but I think that's the best memory I can think of. I mean,
that's a good one.
I would never have thought I would have caught 100 fish, let alone next to my dad. That's a killer memory I can never ever replace. Nobody could take that away from me. Just fantastic memory.
That's beautiful.
Love it. Yeah.
Quintin Traccia wants to know, can we still get in the raffle? You better hurry.
Yeah, you
got like 5 minutes.
3 minutes.
5 minutes.
Yeah, we'll do 5. We'll push it.
Yeah, there you go. Hector X says, Phil, can you please put more ads on your morning briefings? Thank you for the free content and all the work you put into the channel. Hector, thank you so much, my friend. I deeply appreciate you, and I know that comes from your heart. It means a lot to me. Somebody's asking me, Phil, Dodgers or Padres? You know, I'm not. I'll be honest with you. I'm not a huge baseball
I'm
fan.
a huge baseball fan.
I played baseball. I loved playing baseball.
I'm a Dodger
but
fan.
watching baseball,
I'm a huge Dodger fan. I
There you
won't
go.
say the Padres. I'm sorry, but I probably pissed some people off in San Diego, but Dodgers will always do it.
I'm going with the Fighting Irish. Do they play baseball? Yeah, they do actually. They do.
Unfortunately, not as good.
TR Lexa 300 HD work great for peacock bass in the Amazon.
Yes, it'll do it. We've had guys do it. I'm pretty sure Danny's taken some of our Lexus down there.
He
and
probably has.
killed some pretty good sized peacocks down there, so it's doable, for sure doable.
Tyler Tanaka, good evening, Friedman Adventures family. Couldn't make it in person tonight, Chuck. I just sent a Venmo for, thank you so much, the dog. He just sent in for 5 tickets. Best of luck to you, Tyler. Ricardo Ortigosa. Did Chuck get me down? You got Ricardo Ortigosa? Yes, we got you. Must have missed it, but Daiwa is no longer in Los Alamitos, but moved to Tustin?
No, we're moving Foothill Ranch. I wish it was Tustin. That would be closer. Foothill Ranch is out a little far, but yeah, nice big facility now, much bigger warehouse, and it's pretty clean. Yeah, it's a good sized facility. It is nice. It's huge, but we upsized a lot. But yeah, we're in Foothill Ranch, guys, just past Lake Forest.
All right, Angel says, how many winners? I think he means how many winners tonight. Sam De La Torre is going to join us again. Thank goodness. How many winners are there tonight?
Somebody had a question about line or something?
Yes.
Yes, metered line. I think they were asking for either Max Quattro or
Hang on, Angel.
no Depth Hunter. I'm sorry, Depth Hunter or Iser or Depth Hunter. Thank you.
So in that depth hunter, they do make it in a standard depth hunter, offshore, and a offshore Max Quattro. That offshore Max Quattro is pricey. I had to look at it the other day. I don't know. It's like 50 cents a yard or something like that. I don't know. It might be more. So that's probably your priciest stuff. Also, the Iser line is getting up there too, depending on what size. I think did they say 100 pound or what? Maybe
I don't remember.
I don't remember what they said. Apologies. Yeah.
I think that Max Quattro is only available in 80 now that I think about it, or at least that's what we got in. But yeah, it's up there in price. I'd have to verify, but it's definitely up there.
Yeah.
All right, good stuff. Don't go anywhere, Sam. Just stay here. How many prizes are there tonight? I know. Hey, Chuck.
Count them out. I don't remember. I'm busy.
We got
1, 2, 3.
we got 3 rail rods.
Yeah.
Are these other things just 8?
Yep.
There's 2 right here.
All right.
3,
Yeah,
4, 5,
Sam
6,
showing you
7,
everybody.
8. Yeah, it looks like 8.
There's 2 right here.
Oh, maybe
No,
more.
everybody gets
Everybody
one
gets
of
one of those. Every winner gets
Still a
one.
prize.
Yes, that's
So
true.
I guess you're not wrong. Yeah, you're all right. Yeah.
There's 3 rods.
Cup as well.
The blue cup. The laptop. No, not the laptop. There's a pair of pliers over there, and there is the custom ice fishing rod or dock rod.
There you
1,
go.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Plus
Those with each
however
one.
many of these. So there's 16.
Well, those go with each winning.
Yeah, so there's 16.
there's not 16 drawings.
No, well, there's 8 prizes.
And they get
Everybody gets 2 of them.
So yeah, that works.
Chuck's so tired. He's done all right.
prizes.
Chuck.
Divide the 3, add the 5.
Carry the 2.
All right, we're getting there, everybody. Something's going on, and I'm not quite sure what it is.
You ready, Chuck?
Angel, we'll let you know.
5 minutes, right?
It's almost
Yes.
there.
Turbo, what's up? Is there somebody here with a nickname of Turbo?
Cut it off.
No?
Pretty quick.
All right.
Okay.
cut
Is
it
there
off and-
somebody here with a nickname of Turbo? Is that you?
Maybe
Turbo, what's up?
That's Tanaka.
What is it?
Oh.
Tyler.
Oh, there you go. Tyler Tanaka, the Terpster.
He thinks it's Tyler.
I don't know. Ryder Guerrero, any tips on how to catch lingcod? Sam, do you want to talk about that or anybody?
Something big. You want to use a big jig, big plastic, big bait, whether it's a mackerel or anything. The bigger the better. 2 squids is better than 1, and 3 even better.
Don't forget to visit Sam De La Torre right here at Island Fishing Tqckle like Ed Rudolph does every single day of his life.
Every day, just about.
Every day. He's here. All right. Thoughts on the Lexa WN400 HSP? Tobias, thanks for the question.
It is a nice reel. We don't make the Win anymore. Now we make it just it's called standard Lexa, basically the same reel, but
Any more money?
pretty much the same overall reel as the Win, but we upgraded the clutch a little bit, so it's a little bit better, and better gearing on it as well, all brass, so it's gonna last you test of time that
That
way.
is probably the number one. If you ever wanted to choose something as a bang for the buck type of reel that
That
we use
Lexa.
for our fishing, at least Southern California, that standard Lexa, the new standard Lexa. I mean,
Yep.
it's not called that in the catalog, but we're calling
Yeah,
it
it's
that.
just, yeah.
But it's just Lexa. But yeah, number one bang for the buck reel for the kind of fishing we do here in Southern California.
All right, very good. People are really coming on again, starting to push up toward 200 people watching this as they're getting ready for the big raffle. Are you going to make an X-Wing Lexa 500?
T-Wing?
T-Wing.
TMP.
Yeah, probably not
T-Wing.
anytime soon, unfortunately, but maybe if there's enough demand in it in the near future, but nothing as of now, no.
Joe says, my Angels just swept you in LA.
They did.
It's a long season, guys. It's a long season.
They swept the Dodgers?
They did
swept
sweep the
the
Dodgers. First time in,
Angels?
what, 15 years or something
Whoa.
like that? Or
That's crazy.
It
Hey,
happens.
good for them. I applaud them. That was a great series. They did a lot of great stuff. You know,
Yep.
maybe that's a change for the Angels from being the dead last worst team in baseball. I'm sure
There's a backhanded
I
compliment.
guess this is our World Series, right?
Yeah.
Congrats to you
Yeah,
guys.
yeah.
There's a backhanded compliment
Congrats
for you,
to all you
Joe.
guys.
You'll have your hat to hang on the whole rest of the season.
Yeah, you guys are going to have a parade in Anaheim soon, I assume.
Joe, don't listen to this nonsense. We love you, Joe. Diego Chavez, how do you cook your fish? In a frying pan, usually?
Depends on the
Sometimes
fish.
they'll cook it.
Yeah, sometimes
That's
you just eat it
true.
raw.
Yeah.
Hey, Diego, there's so many great ways. I mean, like Sam said, sometimes you don't cook it. You eat it sashimi.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's a piece of bluefin, you don't want to cook it.
I think it's sacrilegious
You
to
just,
cook in most
yeah, I mean,
scenarios.
you pretty
Yeah.
much.
It's fantastic. It's just raw.
I mean, you could take a piece of rockfish and put a batter on it and make a fish
That's
taco.
good. Fish tacos.
Man, it's good.
What about Boccaccio?
Boccaccio, I love Boccaccio. Omar says line is getting crazy in price.
Well, that is the most expensive line, so yeah, that is the craziest price. But there's plenty of other lines out there that are very, very good price. If you're looking at the most expensive line, then it's
gonna be up there. Yeah.
It's gonna be up there.
Yep.
All right, we're getting ready to do the raffle, but we're going to finish the questions. If I have to read fast, I'll do it. I thought Daiwa had a 5-year warranty on the Saltiga 2
Saltigas we do, yes.
Saltigas,
I think the
yes.
guy earlier was asking about a coastal. So coastal's 1 year. Saltigas you get a 5-year clean and lube warranty, clean and lube service. Yep.
Did you get Brian Henley down, Chuck, for his 10 tickets? Brian Henley.
Yes.
Yes, we
right,
got you,
we're in.
Brian, and your tackle pack. Sam says it's in the mail. He'll take care of it. Couldn't hear what Sam was saying. Oh, my
Probably
God.
wasn't worth anything. So it's all right.
Tyler nickname is Turbo. Turbster. Somebody put. He likes that. Mackie likes
Yeah,
it.
man.
Jamie Ramos says, how do we pick up if we win? Chuck Zimmer will take care of that. He'll deliver it.
Call at the end, and either that or I can leave it at Sam. Is you okay with that, Sam?
Yeah.
He can leave it here.
Right there.
He can leave it or call Chuck if you're a winner. And as Sam just pointed out, there's his phone number. So get ready, everybody. Hector X, love you, man. Darn it. I really wanted that Friedman Adventures laptop. You never know, man. If I get desperate, I might make you a deal on this. Omar, anyone know where I can buy a bunch of fresh anchovies for some homemade fish sauce?
I don't know.
I would say
Yeah. Go to the bait
Bait
bar.
receiver. Yeah, there you go.
Go to the bait receiver or,
I was
go
gonna say
down
the
to,
Asian markets.
like,
Yeah.
when the Monte Carlo comes back in, I bet you go down there
Hey,
and
go
offer
get some
them
free anchovies, dude.
$5.
There you
or-
go.
Yeah.
Hang out by the bait tank over. Would you like?
Yeah.
Quinton says, let David know I got my angler R pliers and love them. I upgraded and made it a set. They are awesome. Really happy to hear that, Quinton. Steve Bermudez, why don't the Lexus have clickers?
Leave it up to Steve.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, we had some with clickers back in the day, but they never really sold that well, except for some guys who were using them for like salmon trolling or something. But
Just to make you upset, that'd probably be the best reason, Steve.
Jose Guevara says, with the Dodgers payroll, anything short of a championship is a failure. Go Pods. Hopefully, it gives the Angels a kickstart, but the Dodgers will be fine, says Thunis.
yeah, I think we'll be all right.
Yeah.
The Terpster says, Sam, do you have any women's extra tough boots in stock?
I don't, Tyler. We do have some smaller sizes that would work, but none of the women's kind of like pattern style. Sorry, man.
Ryder Guerrero says, throwing a reel to win. I'll talk to
Yeah.
Chuck about that. He said no. Pumpkin Jones, suggestions for a Daiwa jigging rod and reel for at least a 9-foot rod or bigger.
A Daiwa jigging rod. Well,
Jigging
they
rod.
only make an 8'10". They do make an 8'10" in the Proteus line.
Yep, that's
Great
it.
rod. As far as the reel, you'd be looking at like a Saltis or Saltiga 35
Yep.
or 40 would be the
That's
best choice.
exactly the right thing. Yep.
All right, very good. We're getting toward the end, and that means we're going to be at the raffle. Zachary Chen, when is Daiwa coming out with a left-handed Saltigas?
They
In
do
the
make-
they do make them already in the 15s and the 10s for jigging.
Yeah,
So
small
most of the jigging models you'll see a left-handed made in it, but
Not the
not
bigger
in the
sizes.
bigger sizes
Yeah,
now.
unfortunately.
Yeah.
All right, and Angle R Pliers, David Rosenthal says, thank you, Quentin. Glad you like the pliers. Israel De La Cruz, Memorial Day weekend. The Star Tournament starts. That's for sure, Sam.
That's an awesome one. CCA Star Tournament. If you guys are interested, join. It is a long tournament, so it's not like you're going to miss out if you don't get on this weekend. But that's a huge tournament, big prizes, and anybody who's already fishing should enter. It's just kind of you're already there, and it's basically open to anybody. You know, and pretty much it's a really good deal. It's for CCA.
Drunk Monk. I love that, man. Drunk Monk, much love and appreciation. Thank you so much for being here, my friend, for all you guys do. Drunk Monk, thank you so very much. Ever do a store credit raffle?
We should.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we could do that.
Well, that sounds good to me. Michael Krinkovich is also a Drunk Monk fan as we get ready to bust into
All right.
200 people watching the show. And Drunk Monk says multiple 1.5 day, year long, or half day multiple trips. I'm so tired right now.
Yeah.
Just funny, says Mike Krinkovich. What is
right.
Drunk Monk saying? Multiple
1.5 year long, or I'm guessing he's mean day, or half multiple day trips, or 1 to 2 multiple day trips.
Yes. Well,
Okay, multiple
Multiple.
1 to 1.5, or multiple 1 to 2 day trips.
maybe
Yeah.
Drunk Monk is actually drunk.
Yeah, it could be, man.
I'm kidding, Drunk Monk. After all the nice things you said, I don't want to say that. Any opinion on the hybrid polyfluoro, says Ask Omar.
Hybrid. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that is.
That
exactly.
could be the Yozuri stuff. I'm not really sure, man. Sorry.
Yeah, maybe it's like the hybrid copolymer with the
Whoa.
fluoro on the outside.
Yeah.
It's kind of what I'm guessing.
Scott
sure.
Buchert says, raffle now.
All right.
Stop fooling around. I want the raffle, and I want it right now, says Scott Buchert. Tim P. Phil, can you please say Mike Lee is a mush? Mike Lee is a mush. How's that, Tim P? I did it for you. Mike Lee is a freaking mush. Does mush mean something that I'm not aware of, like really badly? I hope not.
Probably.
Go ahead, Sam.
Inside joke.
Wait, can people hear you? Oh, yeah. What?
Keep going.
Hey, where's my mic? Oh, there it is. Let's see. Hector X. Sam, what size assist would you recommend for a tungsten 180 gram jig and West Coast jiggers 350 gram?
These guys right here. Hope it's coming in clear. Basically, just a little bit shorter string, but super strong hook. These guys right here.
All right, this is the 39th anniversary of when Mark Paisano and Paul Strasser saved that little girl, Desiree Rodriguez, in the Catalina Island Channel. Highly recommend you watch that emotional podcast. You can see it by going to Friedman Adventures on Facebook. There's a link to do that. That's exactly it. Any good? Asked Omar.
What's any good?
I don't know. Jose Guevara.
Yes, it
is. What is a good alternative to Seagar fluorocarbon? There, that's a,
Seagar Fluoro, if you're going to go for something, I would prefer, well, all I use is the J Fluoro Samurai or the J Fluoro Leader. So either way, you're pretty much set. J Fluoro Samurai, I think, goes up to 25 pounds. So I use that for my lighter stuff, like 3/4 days and everything. And then I'll bump up the J Fluoro Leader on that 30 pound.
all right, we're going to I'm going to take these last two questions, then we're going to do this raffle. The dog is looking like he's going to bite somebody. Drunk Monk, I love Drunk Monk because he's honest. He says, yeah, sorry, I am drunk. So,
Heck yeah, on a
love
Monday?
this guy, man.
Dude, yeah,
time.
he's doing it right.
Sunline, Saltimate Shock Leader, Jonathan K.
I'm sure it's good stuff. I know guys really like
tried
that
that, yeah.
Sunline. I personally haven't tried it, but I know it seems like it's some pretty good stuff.
All right, very good. Thunis, can Daiwa reprogram my Tanacom 750 bull from Japanese to English?
You don't work on the bull anymore, but I'm pretty sure there's a YouTube video of a guy doing that of the Japanese to English. It's just a set of buttons to get into the menu. So if you look up Tanacom Japanese to English, you should be able to find that. I think it's pretty much the same as our new ones, but don't quote me. I know we don't work on those anymore, unfortunately.
Joe, get Omar a megaphone. Bob Gifford says, Phil, keep talking. Let's do the raffle at 10.
Yeah.
Yes, we'll drive nuts. Would you guys fish more one-day trips? Yeah, of course. Wouldn't you?
Or
Just
I
in
would-
general?
Yeah, if I
Yeah.
could, but I would do more 2-day trips if I could. Do
Yes,
that.
definitely.
who's paying
Drunk
that?
Monk.
Yeah, I'm in.
Drunk Monk. You definitely want to do that.
Oh,
Joe,
yeah.
Just Joe, and some angel ticks. Yes.
Oh, yeah, those are
Drunk
cheap.
Monk or a couple of multi-day trips.
$5?
Couple of multi-day
Yeah.
trips. Omar, is the Yozuri fluorocarbon nylon hybrid. Drunk mug.
tried it.
All right,
Haven't tried
we're going to do this.
Yep, it's time, guys.
The kid, we're going to, right? We want Charlie.
Yep,
Charlie, are you ready for this?
let's do it.
Okay.
All right, first prize today is going to be
Oh, wait a minute. Yeah.
No, isn't.
the cup.
Which cup?
That
There it
Right
is.
here.
There you go.
Okay. It's the cup.
Adventures.
Nobody wants to win the
So
cup.
you got to pull it, don't look at it, and you're going to go take it to your dad.
Oh, you're going to take it to your dad. Just get one.
Well, that and this here. Does everybody get
Go.
that, right?
Yep,
Who is it? Hold on. He's taking it over for verification.
just pass. Yeah.
Who is it? Oh, I'm going to read it now? All right, perfect.
No, that's not it. Just put that in there. 'Cause somebody
Yeah,
got
no, that's the
Lisa Johnson.
Is that it?
Lisa Johnson.
Lisa Johnson.
So, Lisa, if you're watching, drop a comment in there.
Got the
We
cup.
really appreciate that. There we go. Very good. That's how this works now. You got it? All right, Charlie. Wait a minute. What are we doing now? And you get colder ice with
Plier
that.
and colder ice.
So plier and colder ice right here.
All right.
right.
Pliers and colder ice.
Who's the lucky winner?
Alright, I'm gonna take it over.
All right.
Dental work with the flowers.
We have a verification system going here. And, ow, I got a freaking cramp. Oh, man. I really do. Joseph Gutierrez. Joseph Gutierrez.
Oh,
Oh, my God, do I have a cramp. Sam, can you come over here and rub this for me?
I'm on the wrong side of the
Yeah, I need pickle juice. Anybody got pickle juice?
What's
Man, I've been sitting around too much.
Sitting
Jordan.
around and yeah, I feel that at work. Got to stand up a little bit.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
All right. This is live. Phil Frieman with cramps. As we get closer, what's the next one?
Why don't you drink
Anybody have any? Chuck, did you bring your Midol? I've got, oops, shoot. I'm putting the ticket back in. What is this one, Sam?
This is going to be for a nomad streaker
All right, there you go.
and a can of colder ice.
The dog's
go.
going to streak tonight, it sounds like.
Alright, I'm gonna take it over.
Beautiful.
Here we go.
All right, you guys are keeping track of all this nonsense, right?
Yes.
Scott Bueckert says he won. Hector Maldonado.
Hector Maldonado.
Hector Maldonado. Is that you, Hector?
Hector
X?
maybe?
Hector X.
That'd be cool if it was.
Yeah.
Who do you want to-
Hector, is that you? Please tell me it is because you're a cool guy. Even though I'd prefer you won the rail rod. Pickle juice. Yes, no kidding. Oh,
All
I'm
right,
over it
custom
almost.
Oh yeah.
Wait, yes.
Big
Oh.
game rod here and reel.
That's the real.
Woo!
Phew, and the colder ice.
And then we're going to get into the 100. Oh, there's almost 200 people watching.
There we go.
Oh my goodness. Alberto Ponce. Albert, look what you won as I'm knocking everything over. Yes, I know. Give that, or yeah, give that to the
Alrighty, we
dog.
got
Watch out for the dog. He bites.
tungsten jig.
Man, look at what I'm doing, Jordan. I'm out of control.
Those are on discount now.
We got a tungsten jig.
Oh, this is a cool price because this is probably something a lot of people don't have.
Yes, there you go.
Everybody needs one of these.
So maybe Scott Bueckert will win this one. Let's hope not. Jordan, thanks, man.
Hey, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Sam, great job. And here is the winner, Greg Wagoneer. Greg Wagoneer. There we go. Are we getting to the big prizes yet?
The Akuma rod.
Yeah, we're at the Okuma now.
Oh,
The big
value. What would you say?
$80,000.
$80,000
Just 80,000.
it
I
is.
think they're at 350, maybe 350.
All right, here we go, everybody. This is a big one. Make it count. I'm going with, no, I don't want to say a name and then it comes out and then it'll look like it's rigged. I was going to say, no, I'm not going to say it. Let's see. Albert Ponce.
Hey, 2 in a row.
And I think, Albert, how many tickets did he buy? Like 5?
Oh, 5.
Oh, he bought a lot?
Oh, he bought a lot.
Albert!
Oh, he got his money's back. He got his money worth. There you go.
Albert, are you watching?
Which one? Red or
Way to go, man. There you go. I love it. Alberto. What a name. Albert Ponce just got that rod. 2 more rods to go, ladies and gentlemen. Almost 200 people watching right now. Are you ready? Oh, cramp. You want to kick this for me? Okay. Go ahead and pick. Man, oh man. I'm telling you, this is exciting. Jordan, try to control yourself. Is Doug Tilk still awake? How about Ed Rudolph? And now we have Neri Rosales. Do you know that person? N-E-R-Y Rosales.
Before.
I don't remember that. Neri Rosales. I don't see anybody leaving a comment, but call Chuck, anybody who has won. Call Chuck. He will hand deliver these tonight before midnight. Yes. Yes. He will do it. And the final one, what do we have, Sam?
Oh, yeah.
Crackle paint.
The one right here.
Crackle paint and red guides. That's awesome.
That's good. Crackle.
Make it count.
I won't look. I'll just...
Oh my goodness, look, we're about to hit 200 people.
There we go.
Come on, click over, baby. Click over to 200. Come on, Jordan, will it to happen.
One more.
And the last winner,
No way.
as we hit 204
No
people
way.
watching,
Is
is Sean Ferris, F-A-R-I-S. Sean Ferris.
okay.
Sean, congratulations. That's good stuff. There we go.
There you go.
Everybody, we can't thank you enough for participating in this great raffle tonight. 205 people watching right now. Sam De La Torre, Island Fishing Tqckle, is the man,
Yes, sir.
the myth, the legend. Sam, people.
Did it again.
We did it again. You can visit Sam Monday through Friday, or Saturday, I should say, right here at Island Fishing Tqckle. Jordan, hey,
Thank you so much, sir.
there's Sean right there, man.
There you go. He won it.
Wow.
He's the guy that won that last
Yeah.
really cool rod.
That's cool.
Hey, Sean, way to go, man. Really.
Yeah, he
Hector,
did win. Hector
Hector
did win.
won, man. There
Yeah.
you go. Hector, thank you for your kind words
There you go.
tonight. Congrats, winners.
Congrats.
Jordan.
Thank you so much.
Daiwa.
Yes.
And you are number one, man. Thanks for
Appreciate
being
it. Thank
here.
you guys so much.
All
Thank
right. Are we saying goodbye, or do you want to? I know, I'm
I
in a
gotta pick
mess.
up this mess.
Well, I had a cramp, and I jumped up, and I
Probably
was
should've walked
jumping
it off.
around and knocking everything over. All right, man. David Rosenthal, thanks.
Thank you,
you,
guys.
Sam. Thank you.
Got it.
What can we say besides wings? Let's go do it and celebrate. Thanks, everybody. God
Thank you,
bless.
guys.
We'll see you tomorrow morning on the morning briefing from that beautiful beach and Surfside for Daiwa and Jordan, for Sam and Island Fishing Tqckle. Thank you so very much.
Thank you.
All right.
Woo!